Alright, let's get into this. We have a lot of stuff to cover. More and more games. This co-op? This looks like it has co-op features. I like colors. Another roguelike. What the hell? Not? Huh. This is that game that people are trying to say is woke.
When the time comes,
it looks like it might actually be pretty good.
You'd rather have friends among your conquerors.
Dead men make poor.
How's it going, Nigel? You doing all right? No! Pretty good. We have a shitload more games that got announced yesterday as well, so... looks like the majority of the stream is going to be more game stuff, but that's okay. At least we get to see what's new and coming out.
My name is Caroline Walker. I came to this town to find help for my little sister, Anna. She does this thing where she draws terrifying images and somehow they become real.
You should cut her fucking hands off then. That's how you solve that.
But it was all a trap.
You didn't have to come to no town to do that. You could just cut her fucking hands off and call it a day.
And now they've taken Anna.
Suppose we wouldn't have a game if we did that, huh?
Are you there? They have me locked up in this
That's like PlayStation 2.
Please, help me.
What happened here?
This damn place
This looks like old school Resident Evil like vibes for like PlayStation.
can bring out the darkness in our hearts. You have no idea how powerful it is.
This is awful. The graphics don't look the best, but like Tormented Souls 2? Gonna release something with that kind of graphics on PlayStation 5? I mean, oof, that's rough. The story looks like it might actually be really good, though. So, I don't know. Whoa. What we got here? Nice. Friday and Monday, that's what's up. I'm kind of surprised you didn't put them together. Good, you had yourself a 4-day weekend. What the heck? This doesn't look the best either. This looks like crap. Oh, it's out now. Thanks for letting me know so I can not play it. Gee, you shouldn't have. Oh, this is that Star Trek game. It's another one. This one's called Voyager. That might actually be kind of good if you get past the graphics.
We had a deal, Seeker.
This is like another Souls-like. That looks cool. Wait a minute.
I gave you a second chance. In return, hunt down
Oh!
for me.
Oh!
So go now and slay Seeker.
Oh, we got a little bit of gameplay. Oh, what the heck?
Lest you wash up again on my shores, your frail body shattered and broken.
Huh. Oh, that looks like it's gonna be good. Yeah, well. I'd rather have a lot to play than none. That's what it felt like the past 4 years. About time.
Strong. Prove yourself. Gunnar, have you come to start work on my smithy?
This place will soon start to feel like home.
We'll get a good price if there's any left alive. We are the store. A fine, fine choice, Gunnar. The first man I kill, I'm taking his shoes. Face me if you dare.
Give them iron! Give them death!
That looks like it might be pretty good too. Turn-based, not my style, but hey. Ooh, hello.
Bianca, where have they taken you?
Just so we're aware, whenever I finish these up,
God.
we have to go over to PlayStation and grab the games from fucking PlayStation.
Hear my vow.
I'm trying to keep up with it so it doesn't pile up.
Mother, you have given me the courage to be myself. Guide my steps on this forlorn journey.
The hell is this? This looks like Garbo.
You have taught me honor and respect.
It's a girl or a boy? What is this?
Watch upon me now. Let my sword strike true. And those that I have failed to do,
That's a girl.
may I one day be worthy of your forgiveness. Bianca, you are all that is left to me. I shall save you. This.
Nobody is going to play this. And you know why? Because it looks woke. It may not be woke, but it looks like it.
I vow.
Why would you even try to publish something like this right now? I don't know about that one. Big risk.
Someone must have been telling lies. Yet, this
Oh,
morning
this is that one
you
game.
were arrested.
This game has a very, very interesting concept. It's supposed to be like the police or something that is overlooking everything.
He's watching. Get on the next train. Watching. Don't act suspicious. Still watching. Then the sky breaks. It's time.
That looks like it's going to be a really interesting game. Oh. Active matter. Whoa. Okay, what's this? This looks like it's going to be a really good game. I can understand if the market was getting saturated with Garbo, but there's a lot of like games that look decently good. I'm kind of impressed. This looks kind of fun. That's crazy. That looks like it's going to be good. Oh. Whoa! It took the car over.
Europe is aflame. It's slowly but surely.
Oh, so it hasn't changed much between then and now? I get it.
Succumbs to the invasion.
Oh, what is that? That's awful.
Yet there are some who still believe in the crusade against evil. We've sworn an oath to defend this land against any form of villainy, be it common thief.
Oh, ain't nobody get to watch the turn-based game. Get up out of here. Get up out of here. Oh, Little Nightmares!
Hi everyone, I'm Coralie Feniello, global producer on Little Nightmares 3, and today I'm thrilled to introduce you to a newly announced chapter of the game, Carnival.
This looks like it might be a good game.
Little Nightmares 3 is an atmospheric adventure game in which you follow the journey of Flo and Alone. They are two best friends ever since they found each other in this lonely nightmare.
Hold on, let me look something up right quick. Does Little Nightmares 1 have couch co-op? I don't care about 3. What about 1? I'll have to look at it at some point off the screen. Looks like it's going to be a bigger wormhole to uncover. Oh.
This time, they are trapped in the carnival, a place that might seem joyful and welcoming at first, but of course, appearances can be deceiving. Behind the colorful lights and twisted attractions hides an uncanny resident, a mysterious, menacing presence whose shadow looms
I've never played a Little Nightmares game. I would like to sit down and experience it.
over the entire place. You'll feel it, you'll hear it, you might even catch a glimpse but never quite enough to feel safe. Apart from the residents, you encounter other unpleasant figures. The puppet, cunning and aggressive, love putting on a show in the carnival, especially for the herds, who seem oddly captivated by them and by candy. As you'll see, our two characters find a clever way to use that obsession, drawing one of them away to get a safe passage.
Feet stuck in his face, the fatty.
Lieutenant Mushree is full of eerie challenges. Sometimes you'll have to run for your life.
Oh!
But other times, it's better to be smart and stealthy to survive. Like here, where patience and silence are your best allies. As in the previous titles, you'll face clever puzzles that block your path. But for the first time in the series, you can now play online with a friend and face your childhood fears together. Prefer to play solo? Don't worry, the other character will be controlled by a helpful AI companion.
Oh, okay.
Looks like the puzzle has been solved, but don't worry, no spoilers here. You'll get to experience it all for yourself when Lieutenant Mushree launches October 10th, 2025. And if you want to dive into the nightmare right now, pre-order a digital copy of the game on PS5, Xbox Series and PC to get early access to the first title of the franchise, Lieutenant Mez NS Edition, on the same platform.
Interesting. That looks like it's going to be a fun game. Boop. Here we go. What do we got here?
Quartz.
Apparently, this is a series. The Styx games is a series style game.
Everyone's
this isn't
going
the only
crazy
one.
for a taste of it.
Apparently, they're good.
But it also happens to be my favorite flavor, and that means I gotta get to it first. What the fuck are you doing? Can't you see I'm working here? Just try to keep out of sight.
Oh, okay.
Nighty-night. Sleep tight.
Oh!
Bet you wish you could do that.
That's cool.
Hey, knock that shit off. I did the whole voice in my head thing 2 games ago. Now comes the fun part. I know it's kind of cheating, but I just love the buzz of all this power. And you guys were worried. I told you nothing could go wrong.
Styx, I am Grand Priest Geoffroy, and I have been tasked with recovering what you stole from us.
That doesn't sound good.
That looks like it's going to be good. Whoa! Society survival game. This looks cool. Crazy. Huh. It's the second one, apparently. Oh, this looks like it's gonna be really good. I remember seeing snippets of this.
quiet town. Just like hundreds of other small towns all across America. A town just like yours. But it was here, on October 31st, 1963. No motive, no warning, no provocation, just senseless death. I met him 15 years ago. I thought there was hope, that he could be reached. But what I met was not a child. No emotion. Perhaps not even human. 15 years later, he returned home. But what happened that night was only the beginning. It wasn't just a killing spree, it was a reckoning.
Whoa, calm down.
He was going for me to... come on, come on, we have to go.
No.
You can't stop him. You can't reason with him. You can't kill the boogeyman.
It has a single player and a multiplayer experience. Yo, we gonna be playing that for sure. Hell yeah. Bro, look at this. This is Call of Duty. Why is there... Bro, what are they doing? Oh, this makes me so angry. This makes me so angry.
Embrace the madness in the most mind-bending Black Ops ever. This is Call of Duty Black Ops 7.
This is the death of Call of Duty.
Pre-order the Vault Edition and
look at this crap. Look at all this garbage. You know what?
unlock premium rewards. Drop in with the all-new Operator Collection. Load up with the Mastercraft Weapon Collection. Get 1 season of Black Cell, a permanent unlock token, and jump into zombies with the Ultra Bubblegum Pack. Pre-order now for early access to the open beta and unlock the Reznov Challenge Pack, playable in Call of Duty Black Ops 6 and Call of Duty Warzone.
I hope they look forward to watching those numbers on the open early access beta to have, like, nobody there. No one's gonna be playing this game, dude.
Embrace the madness. Call of Duty Black Ops 7, Vault Edition.
It's crazy how Battlefield launched a new game, and I guarantee you they had, like, a ton more stuff planned for Black Ops 6. But they had to throw it all away because they knew their goose was cooked whenever someone else on the market beat them out of their own game. From what I understand, Battlefield isn't even going to have purchasable skins. So all this crud, this crap, they keep putting out every year. Hopefully this will be the end of it soon.
Pre-order now.
What a joke.
I was born here, but I grew up on the outside.
This is hell is us.
I spent years trying to get in.
Why come back?
My parents. I had to find them. I needed to confront them about the past.
I love you. Never come back.
Whatever was happening here, I was now part of it. This war is a blessing.
We failed to stop the calamity. How did you know your parents were still in Hadia?
I didn't. All I remembered was that my father was the village blacksmith. There, I felt a connection. To this country. To Hadia.
Choose your next move wisely.
Weapons are cool.
You pissed off the wrong people.
I want to piece together whatever is happening here, and you want to stop it.
It became my burden.
Look at you. Compromised by your emotions.
I won't stop.
Oh!
Interesting. Let's continue.
I'm looking for my sister, Isabella. Her letter said this island holds a secret, but I haven't heard from her since. I must find her.
Gotta find her, man. Oh.
What happened here?
Is this VR? This looks like it's VR. It is VR. It's totally VR.
This writing, could that be Bella's?
It's so weird because anytime you see a VR game, it looks like crap. It just looks awful. Like, not necessarily the story plot and stuff, but like the graphics are just so bad.
Peggy 16.
Ooh, this is Hell Let Loose. This looks like it's gonna be a good game. I think I've seen some snippets of it here and there. I haven't seen the full trailer yet, though. Hopefully we get to see some gameplay. See, this is what COD needs to go back to. This. They need their own, like, Rambo experience. Some gameplay. Oh, here we go. That's all the gameplay we get. It looked good. This looks good. Vietnam. Look at that, boys. Is that gonna be single player? I wonder. Is Hell Let Loose gonna be single player? Oh, it's not gonna have single player. Man, what's with all these stupid multiplayer games? Well, I guess we should be considering ourselves a little lucky, because there was a time where there was nothing but multiplayer games, and I guess things have definitely shifted. Hopefully, with new laws being put into place that are going to make it to where they have to have a long-term service, hopefully these multiplayer games will phase out altogether. That's the hope anyway, am I right? Here we go, what's this? Survival game. That's a huge crab. That looks terrible. Kinda looks like Skyrim a little bit. Oh! Whew. Okay.
Welcome to Casterwoods. My name is Timon Smektawa and I'm here to give you an exclusive look of the amazing and brutal world we have created for you in Dying Light the Beast. Here I am, sitting in what was once a beautiful national park, now given way to decay and danger. Casterwoods is a stunning open world full of distinct biomes for you to discover. Experience total freedom as you go anywhere, climb anything, run for your life and drive through the countryside as you scavenge for resources, fight for survival and explore. All day and all night. But whatever you do, please remember, never, absolutely never, underestimate the horrors of Casterwoods. Biters, once unsuspecting tourists now roam the landscape mindlessly.
What the
and you
hell
will
is
also
that?
run into chargers, fast and heavy, so you will have to use all of your tactics and reflexes to defeat them. And when you're brave enough, go toe-to-toe with a volatile, the apex predator, the king of the night, a monster so powerful it's practically unbeatable. Unless you use your beast mode. And beast mode is a unique type of brutality you will inhibit as Kyle Crane. Witness the fierce conflict of beast and a man as you try to control your rage and your powers. Because you never know when you might need them.
Thing looks like a big pile of walking meat. Oh, he died. That is insane. The atmosphere shift is insane. I've never played a Dying Light game. Uh-oh. Oh, there's so many. Oh!
And this is how you survive the night. Keep moving, trust your instincts, and always watch for the shadows. Can't wait to see you in Castor Woods.
I'll have to check out that game at some point. Oh, this looks terrible. What is this?
Got a lucrative job, just sitting here. This building and the junkied Mark II, primed to be the foundation of a legitimate operation. Clean it up, power it up, and take on a handful of low-risk bounties. And then the cash will start pouring in.
They say rock bottom's the end. They're wrong. That's where the real work begins.
That looks a little too much like a Metal Gear from Metal Gear Solid. Specifically Zeke. Ray. No, Rex. Sorry.
Being in this place for a moment reminded me of greener times and places. It was good for me. I tried to run away from the things I've done. Thought distance could bury them. But go.
This looks like shit. And there's no amount of beefing this trailer up that's gonna make it look anything less like shit.
Ghosts don't care how far you ride. And I'm tired of running.
PlayStation.
There we go, what's this?
Engaging override in 3, 2, 1. Everything fell apart. Civilization as we knew it is gone. Exoborn warriors, reborn in a new world. Everyone turning on one another. But there is a storm rising.
Yeah, I can see that.
Only the strong.
He got taken up by the storm. Oh.
Chaos reigns. If they think this is the end of the world, Reborn, put on your exo and prove them wrong.
Over there! Gotta move!
It's a new multiplayer game.
Let's go!
You think they gave a shit about single player people? How dumb am I, right? Exoborn? Get that crap out of my face. Oh, wait, hold on. Might be time to load up on some more, yeah, let's load up on some games. This one. That's funny.
Rated E10 for...
Nope. I don't know what this is. Oh my god, there's so many. Just that one game. I don't think we saw this trailer. We saw that. What is this? Starbaits? Damn, PlayStation. Goddamn! Oh, man, it really hurts me to see Call of Duty Black Ops 7. What a bunch of losers, man. Seriously, what a bunch of losers. Ugh. Reach? What is this? Oh, that's that. I don't give a crap about that. Oh, I think we hit the actual end of this. Thank God. Oh, man.
Join Kiss in World of Tanks Modern Armor.
It's kind of crazy because whenever I worked at Sonic, my boss was gung-ho about Kiss. And they were okay, but I like listening to other stuff. My thing was AC/DC, man. Okay, that's enough of that song. I can already feel the copy strike coming. That's enough of that damn song, bruh. Enough of that. This looks good. This looks cool. What is this? This is killing me. Oh! Bro got hit so hard with that axe, he did some flips. This looks like it might actually be kind of good. I would play this. War sales, huh? Okay.
PlayStation.
game looks a little rough around the edges, I ain't gonna lie, but that music is nice. Oh! Okay. Okay.
PlayStation.
For ages 10 and up.
Oh, is that it? Oh, wait, no.
Hello, my name is Sandra, and I'm one of the programmers on a typical mission that awaits you in...
You handled yourself well on these last callouts, but it's leaking down through the ceiling. Most victims have evacuated, but we still have some on the balcony trapped behind the fire, and some that have fled to the roof.
Are key. You not only need to put the fire out before it spreads uncontrollably, you also need to ventilate, save trapped victims, and always stay alert for perilous dangers along the way. After we saw several details of this mission and the situation...
Shit, if only it was that fucking easy. This bro just picked up a 300-pound ladder! Oh my god, did he pick this ladder up like it was nothing? Oh, dude, I can already see firemen looking at this and just crying. Oh. Oh my god. Bro, there ain't no way someone picking up a ladder like that. Not a 3-deck. There's no way. Oh, I have to watch this now, god damn it. No! No! Oh no! Oh no!
Report.
Oh, that hurts my soul. Oh no! Oh no! That's not even the same ladder. Oh, oh god, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Oh god, I'm gonna die. I'm actually gonna die. Oh no. Oh god. Ooh, massive bodybuilder versus strongest fish. Did you be surprised how weak those bodybuilders are? Like, a lot of them don't build for strength, they build for actual, like, visible muscle. Oh no.
Several people fled to the terrace, and we can rescue them with a ladder before the fire reaches the trapped civilians.
How the hell did this person even get knocked out outside? What? Bro,
you can pick up injured or unconscious victims and carry them to paramedics waiting.
Alright, they're safe with us.
For the roof, the ladders are not high enough, and that's why we should prepare the Rosenbauer T-Rex area. First thing we want to do is extend the supports to have maximum stability to operate.
I actually can't give a comment on the...
We need roof access.
The ladder truck. The only thing that I was allowed to do was climb it. So I don't even know how to... They didn't tell us how to extend the ladder.
Not only for ventilation, but also to rescue the 2 trapped civilians who haven't got any alternative, as the elevators are out of service. We need to rescue them one by one while maintaining a safe operation. You are always playing as a team of 4, either with your friends or with AI-controlled NPCs. Now it's time to deal with the raging fire inside. Therefore, we connect an attack line with the T-Rex area.
That's not... No. No! That should already be laid out! What are you talking about? No! Whenever you go up to a fire truck, they always already have all 3 of the hose lines connected to automatically deploy. very rarely, if ever, do you pull from the back hoses and connect to the left side. Ever. You always pull the back hoses because the back hose has a connection on the back of the truck.
Our NPC colleagues have already made sure that it's connected with a hydrant to offer a stable water supply. There is another victim. We should.
And you're using a ladder truck to put out a fire this bad? You're never going to use a ladder truck to do this. You're going to use a pumper. What? No!
Her first before moving on.
You didn't even connect it to the fucking. You didn't even connect it to the. You didn't even connect it to the hydrant.
On the way out, we spotted a fuse box. It is always important to deactivate the electricity as it
That's another thing. You're never, ever, ever gonna be pulling somebody out like that. You're always gonna get either a two-man carry or you're gonna be dragging them by their arms with two people. You don't really ever do that. And why are they knocked out when there's no smoke?
Electrical fires. As we now further explore the site, we discover more victims that need to be rescued. You can always check the number of people that are safe and also the ones that still need to be safe in the upper left screen corner. While the other team members focus on the rescue, we will start firefighting. One of our team members deployed an attack line on the roof, which we can now use.
Wrong! Wrong! Oh! Oh! Where do we even begin? So you're probably going to want to do a Z pattern, starting with the bottom and working your way up, or you can always do the circular pattern. You could fog it, but that's not really going to do anything. That's mostly for, like, leaving a building. Why is there...
to fight the flames. Thankfully, our crew already used the circular saw to open up segments of the roof for ventilation.
So you can actually vent. Well, that's good, but do they have the negative reason for venting? Because, like, if you vent the wrong way, you could actually feed the fire. Typically, on a firefighting scene like this, so first and foremost, they're never gonna send a firefighter up on top of a steel building like this, because steel, whenever it gets hot, elongates and warps, which means that the ceiling is going to cave any second. And it's always, you typically see steel in like a Walmart. So, or bigger buildings like this that have like 2 and 3 stories. So you're never going to really go up on top of the building like this. Especially not when it's flat. Vaulted, that's different. But and the second thing is that even if you vent it, that doesn't necessarily mean anything unless it's going to flash over. But if there's nothing in there anyway, they're typically not going to bother. Venting is great if you actually have to get in there because there's somebody in there. But otherwise, you wouldn't bother. Like, that's an extreme emergency situation right there.
This is important because it helps to get the hot smoke out of the building and thus helps to reduce fire spread, but also increases the visibility inside the building.
Okay, well, she said that. I missed that part, the visibility. It does help with visibility. He's using the wrong fucking chainsaw. He's using the wrong chainsaw to cut the hole on the ceiling. Oi! You don't use the circular saw to cut a hole on the ceiling, you use a chainsaw, bruh. The circular saw's for metal, you fuck! Not for wood! And whenever I'm referring to metal ceilings, I'm talking about the trusses, the things that go across the top of the ceiling. What's laid across it is wood. Oh, man. Don't ever use the circular saw like that. Every fire truck has a circular saw and a chainsaw. And if you're in real big trouble, you use the axe, the flathead axe, and you use the flat part of it to break up the ceiling. You don't use the fucking blade. Oh my god, really, dude? This is hurting me. Turn the gallons per minute up on that nozzle. You need more water. You know what's kind of crazy? A lot of people like to grab this handle here whenever they're using the fire hose. You would be surprised if you actually manage to get a good grip on that handle. It ain't gonna do you no good. Because, like, you are more likely to be doing this, and you have the hose, like, here, and you're doing this motion. Because, like, if you really try to grab that handle, you're using so much extra effort. Because the hose is automatically going to push back. Like, it sucks having to move forward with a hose. It sucks even more having to move back with a hose. But it sucks, man. Trying to push forward with the hose. It's fun if you know how to do it, but if you don't know how to handle a fire hose, dude, you're going to be in trouble. They will lift you up in the air if you're not careful.
Before we move further inside to the origin of the fire, the fryer, and the restaurant kitchen.
Oh, they do have a pumper. Why are you connecting? Dude, that's an ass chewing right there. Why are you connecting hose? What is going on with the side of this truck? What is any of that? Okay, so I see the two connections. You're missing some levers, guy. Is it a top-loaded one? Okay, so a lot of people don't know this, but there should be a lot of dials. You're missing some dials, so unless the control panel's up here, you're missing a whole panel. The other side's going to be for connections. You're not going to do anything on the other side. What is...
We should switch the extinguishing agent to...
Oh, no. You don't go. No. You don't just turn on the extinguishing agent. That's expensive. Most apartments can't afford that. That's expensive and a no-no. You gotta be really up the creek without a paddle if you're using extinguishing agent. That stuff is expensive.
As we need to tackle a liquid fire. Water alone wouldn't help here. It would make things even worse.
Okay, so it is a grease fire. No! You need an aeration nozzle! That's wrong! Calm down. Woosah. Good. I'm calm.
Look closely, the floor is soaked with
hurts my soul!
Ah! We need to tackle before we can get to the actual.
They're blowing water at each other, dude. You don't just flip a switch, you actually have to mix that on scene. Oh, that hurts me.
There, we need to work with a wet chemical fire extinguisher to prevent the grease from reigniting itself again.
What? No.
Never use water or foam there, as it only fuels the raging flames and can even cause explosions when combined.
No. No, it doesn't. No. Where's the answer system? Every place has to have an answer system that's supposed to go off whenever this kicks up. Oh my god, this hurts my soul. As a firefighter, you're never, ever gonna go from using the fire hose to using an extinguisher. If the fire's that bad, you're gonna pull out and let that bitch burn to the ground. No.
The fire origin has been tackled, but we need to make sure.
So that is the panel. So, Guy's got the ability to fucking levitate, I guess, or like operate things without having to be in front of them. But you're supposed to stand on this right here, and there's a panel up here where you have to look at and do the gauges. Why are there two people just standing here?
All fires are properly extinguished before the mission is completed. The hardware store still needs some more water.
Well, ain't no wonder why this bitch is still burning, dude. This is terrible. Why are you shooting the water at the ceiling? Why? Fuck! Oh, my head hurts. Oh my god, I'd play this game to give myself a migraine, dude. Why is the water bubbling on the ground? What is that? Are you gonna just do something other than sitting in the one spot? Oh god.
Once the visible flames are out, you can always check for hidden fires and heat sources that could reignite with the thermal.
They all gonna die if this is the new firefighter training video.
This type of tool can also help you navigate through smoke and fighting fires.
That's how they use it, yeah. You ain't gonna see through walls like that, but oh,
They all successfully managed to contain the fire.
I don't know how. I don't know how. Oh, that actually hurt my soul.
All of us can now head back to the station.
I did not expect it to be that bad. And she sounded so confident too when she said some of the stuff. Oh my god, dude.
The beautiful city of Oak Ridge, or you can skip the drive. I hope you enjoyed this small glimpse of the game, and don't forget to follow our social channels for the latest news and updates.
I think that it looks like a fun little game. If you're not a firefighter.
Firefighting Simulator Ignite launches September 9th, 2025 on PC and consoles. Thank you for watching.
I might actually check this little game out. That's not how you... Ah! That's not how you drive the truck in! Why would you drive the truck in? You have to back it in, so that way it's ready to deploy out the front of the station. What are you doing? No! Why? Oh no! Ah! I'm gonna have a fucking aneurysm, dude, I'm telling you. Dude, she just drove that bitch right up in there. That hurts me. Oh.
By decree,
I don't care about this.
You must be starving from the exhausting boat ride.
I'm starving because my brain cells are dying from that firefighter game. What's this? This looks like Final Fantasy. What is this? This looks like a rip-off. No. Just no. What is this?
We have looked into your past and have seen nothing but darkness.
At least he's got voice acting. Okay.
You have all failed time and time again, and as you are now, you are powerless to change your future. Or the future of Harriet.
Doesn't look very good.
We have seen promise.
I'm good, I'll pass. do we got here? What's this? This doesn't look very good either. No. There we go, Sonic.
Today we settle it.
Sonic
Who is
Racing.
The best racer between us.
Is that actually Keanu Reeves? If you haven't seen the new Sonic film, Keanu Reeves plays a shadow.
We settle it. Who is the best racer between us?
I don't think that's Keanu.
I hear you can actually challenge Sonic in terms of speed.
Oh, graphics look really good. I like the darkness.
You gonna use some kind of ninja magic to steal the lead?
It is a rare instance where we go head to head. Do not underestimate my swiftness.
Think you can keep up?
Your words are as hollow as your racing record.
Damn.
No more holding back.
Ah, come on! I fixed this!
I am Shadow, the ultimate life form.
Ultimate lame form?
A test of skill and resolve.
Kinda like the graphics, man. These look kinda good.
Come on, guys, at least make this interesting.
We're neck and neck.
They're really trying to cash in on those racing games right now. Oh yeah, the Pac-Man thing? Oh, they have a map too. That actually looks kind of good. Way to go, Sega. Very nice. Good. I don't know about this one. Miffed.
Hello, my name is Wojciech Pienko and I'm a game director of Chronos The New Dawn. And today I'll be your guide through the abandoned factory, which actually was a ground zero for the disease, the change that wiped out humanity. So let's quickly bind weapons to shortcuts.
Here we go. I don't know what it is. I love this style of HUD. It's so simplistic. It's not complicated. Keep it simple. It looks primitive as shit, but I like how it looks. I do. I love this style of HUD. I don't know why.
And let's go.
I always have. Keep it simple.
In Chronos, you can break crates to find more loot, which will be really
Ooh, that looks
important.
kind of sharp. Why does that look so
And the
sharp?
first enemy. No signs of life. I think we are safe. So let's move forward.
That looks alive.
And these guys are definitely alive. Combat in Chronos may be quite challenging, and the enemies can hit hard. And merge, yeah, that shot
Oh, we
prevented
got
the
it.
merge.
So he dropped ammo. He only dropped 2 bullets.
And the biomass can also spawn monsters, so be aware wherever you are. And this guy also wanted to merge, but not on our watch. Let's use the flamethrower to interrupt the merge, stun the enemy, and finish him off with the shotgun.
Yeah, the developer said that if you let them enemies merge, you just suffer. That's literally the way they said it.
We are calling it the Hammer.
Oh!
And the new one. I think this one is... yeah, it's the puker. He has a range attack,
Oh,
so
okay,
let's
this bunch.
get far
Shoot
away.
the
and-
tank.
oh,
Yeah, there you go.
Use a barrel to destroy the enemy's neck. Using
Oh, it's gonna
environment
merge.
is also super important.
Oh.
Don't forget that you can also charge your weapons. So please notice that the Traveler sometimes presses the trigger to fire like a single bullet, but also sometimes charges it, so the bullet will have more damage, but will also got like a piercing ability. Of course, I'm talking right now about the pistol. The shotgun works different. The shotgun increases the spread when you're charging the weapon.
Oh!
And the big guy just woke up. It's discharging, yeah, the weapon has been charged, and we've got hit. Let's
There's no
switch
dodging
weapon
feature?
to the submachine gun.
They need to have like a dodging feature.
The big guy wants to merge, so yeah. Again, using a flamethrower to interrupt the merge. Remember, don't let them merge. Use also the canister that was set in the environment.
Oh, I got it,
and
okay.
The enemy is gone.
The big battery? What's the battery for? Energy.
It's worth to exploring the area to find like supply boxes left by the collective and other travelers.
Yo!
So
Oh, okay,
the trick
that's,
is that the collective is sending only one traveler at a time, to not too much with the time flow, since they are of course jumping in time. So the game, starts when your predecessor went off radar, and then you are picking up his mission.
So they like vanished.
Let's squeeze through, and I can hear some monsters.
Man, these places are tight.
And the soul, the
Small
essence
areas.
of someone we extracted before is talking to us. The Joe grabbed us. We called this monster Joe. It's like a sticking or being attached to a wall, ceilings, and it can grab you as a
Okay.
traps. But you can hear them always, there is one more. And now, he will not grab us.
Oh, okay, okay. You can get vantage
We can
points on
safely loot the place.
That old-fashioned Dead Space stomp. I like it.
Less biomass, a good sign. Oh no, there is more. And we can hear roars, so more jaws will be here. So let's squeeze in and look for them. Yeah, there's one. Charge shot.
They put those there to jump scare you. You know they do it.
And more growls means that the area isn't clear yet. Yes. One more charge shot, one more down. And I don't hear them anymore. I think this sector is clear. So we can grab more ammo.
I
And
guess
let's
they
go
all
back.
kind of use the same kind of fuel.
Oh, this one has spikes on its body. It means
Whoa.
that, yeah, it's more powerful than previous monsters. He hit really hard.
Ooh, about to die.
Reposition is a key to victory in Chronos. Yeah, you need to act fast. Yeah, charge your weapons like this. That was a juicy shot.
A juicy, I can't even say it, juicy shot.
And the shower area. This body has tentacles on it. It means that it may be absorbed by the other monsters. And here they come. Let's grab a flamethrower ammo. Oh yeah. Now we can interrupt merge again.
Ooh. Oh, there's another one. There's another one. I wonder if you can't use the
And
flamethrower
stop.
to burn the bodies before this happens.
Still alive. Not for long. The gates are detecting monsters, and they are sometimes closing you
How's
with
it
them.
going?
But if you dispatch them, the gates will open. Those gates are also built by other travelers to lock some areas.
I wonder, yeah, I wonder if it has like a new game plus.
Monsters.
How that looks.
Oh, and we are in more open space.
Finally.
There are some tents left here by the military that was trying to fight with the outbreak of the disease. And there is a barrel. I will use it to burn the biomass and get in the secret area.
Oh, okay, you can do that? That's pretty cool. Oh, so there's also like a swing
pack.
as well.
This is like a health pack and a lot of loot. And here comes the armored enemy. Its body is covered with the armor, so you need to aim at the exposed parts. Oh yeah, you can see that the bullets are bouncing off the armor, but I think the chest is exposed, so yeah, let's use it.
So it can get armored? That's kind of crazy. What the heck? Really? So they armor themselves? This looks like it's going to be a fun game.
And this stand seems clear. So as a traveler, you must constantly be aware of your surroundings. Like loot every place you can. Also, you can craft some ammunition, for example. We need to make a space for more crafting materials, so yeah.
I hope they didn't do... I think that I've seen enough of the video. I hope they didn't make it to where every time... Kind of like not Resident Evil, Silent Hill 2. In Silent Hill 2, it got to a point where every time you found something good to loot, they would always throw mass amounts of enemies at you. And you would just lose whatever you got and then some. I certainly hope that they didn't do that. I hope that they did this better, you know? I really do. It looks like that was just about it anyway. Okay. Let me use the bathroom and then we're going to move on to this one here. Okay. We bake. All right.
Ground control to Private J. Says you daydreaming again? I am. See, so we just need to shoot a few more unlucky bastards and done. Us two merry mercs can finally have some shore leave. Where are you hoping we dock?
It's gonna be like some kind of horror.
How about Ganymede? Fresh veggies from the domes, no damn tube protein. And some cranky Martian Marines itching for a fight with their UNN counterparts.
Ooh, it's a horror game.
Other options? series. Might look a bit grim sometimes.
This looks kind of good.
And OPA extremists are working overtime to set the station on fire. But it is the largest port in the belt, with a bar guide the size of the UNN's desk jockey manual. You told me you were tired of bars just yesterday.
Oh, there's riots.
I said I'm tired of drinking with Luciana. She remembers too much and me too little. Forget series then. My suggestion? Eros.
Expansion? Osiris Reborn. Huh. Okay. That didn't really tell me anything about it, but it looks interesting. Oh, god damn. My life isn't miserable enough, I guess. Alright. We'll give this the light of day, unfortunately, before we drown it with the rest of Call of Duty's franchise. Let's get it.
Welcome back. That trailer is so fun to watch. I never get tired.
What planet do you live on, lady? Go back to Mars! Call of Duty's a joke compared to Black Ops, fucking Battlefield 6.
Tired of hearing Metallica and watching that, but I want to welcome in our developer guests. We have Miles Leslie, Associate Creative Director at Treyarch, and Natalie Pohorsky, Lead Producer.
Oh, look, it's the new McDonald's employees after this game flops. They'll get treated well, don't worry.
Rated software. Guys, you've been on a tour.
Let's go.
We're so
Let's go.
We are so pumped to be here.
Let's go.
You're the only one, I promise you.
A journey.
Yes.
We've all been on a journey at Gamescom.
What day is it? Let's go.
Yes, exactly. But how BO7 is out in the world. Black Ops 7 is here. It's out there. It's been so cool to see people react to it. How does it feel for you guys to finally be able to talk about the game?
Oh, incredible. I mean, things have blown open at this point. So we've been eager to talk about this game for a long time. We've been developing it for a while.
There's no way you guys are reading the same comments I've been reading. Everyone is taking a fat crap on this game, dude. Everyone I have seen to comment about this game, everybody that I have seen on Reddit, they are saying this game is going to be nothing whenever Battlefield 6 comes out. What planet must you be on to have this mindset? How?
We have a lot of stuff in store for you guys. I can't wait to tell you more about it.
Yes, let's go. I'm so excited. We love that we can talk about more of the game. Not all of it, sorry. But more of it. I think we're really excited about the reception already. Super positive. It's a big game.
It's a big game. A lot of content. So, Miles, set the stage.
It's not. The base game is going to have maybe a little bit of zombies, a whole lot of multiplayer and skin buying, and a single-player campaign that's going to be as confusing as the last one. And it's going to be unfinished because they want to add seasons. The only reason why we're even getting Black Ops 7 is because Battlefield 6 blew the last game that they made out of the water. And it's going to blow this one out of the water too. No one is going to pick this game up. Everyone's going to be playing Battlefield. It's not going to matter.
For us, right? We know that this game takes place in 2035. We know that's 10 years after the events of Black Ops 2. What kind of world are we, walking into at Black Ops 7?
Yeah, I love this question. So, ever since we left Black Ops 2 and we left David Mason in the world, we always wanted to go back to it. There was a story there to be told.
It's crazy because they just released an operator skin pack with a guy that's in a wheelchair. They just released it, and they got absolutely cooked from Battlefield's beta. And they know it, and that's why they're releasing Black Ops 7. They wouldn't have otherwise, I promise you. They know they're in trouble.
Never the right time. Black Ops 7 was that time. We wanted to go to David Mason. He has been through some stuff. He's changed. The world has changed from those 2025 attacks. And now 10 years later, the world is still dealing with it. David's still dealing with his own trauma. And now Raul is back. And
no one wants to play a character or be around a character that's dealing with fucking trauma. Why is this so hard to understand? People want to play a character they can look up to. Like Doom Guy. He died, and he still got up and blew up some demons, dude. That's who people want to play as. They don't want to play as these mentally ill freaks that are broken and used. When you're broken and used, that gives you more reason to stand up and fight. Like, No! Enough with this mentally ill crap!
The world's like, what? Huh? Say no, what now? Like, they're barely getting over last time, and now he's back again, and now David has to deal and really come face to face with that, and Raul, and then it pops off.
Yeah, but if you've never played a Black Ops game, you can also just jump into this story, right?
That is the beauty when we crafted this from the start, was we love pulling threads, and really for the fans that get that payoff.
You know why you don't have to play any of the other, the original Black Ops games? Because these ones make no sense. In order for it to be a string of events that link itself like a puppet to a puppeteer to the prior predecessor, it has to make sense. None of this makes any sense. When you are playing through the main campaign of Black Ops 6, you eventually end up in the dream world of some random woman, and the game turns from a first-person shooter to a run-and-gun game. Like an actual like Blade Runner style game. It makes no sense. And based on the commercial that I saw for this, the trailer, it's going to be no different. It's going to make no sense.
But if you don't know anything, there's no homework required. Yeah. You can jump into this.
You know why? Because its main basis is going to be multiplayer. That's why. Filled with lobbies and cheaters.
And maybe you become a fan of, hey, this David Mason guy, he's kind of messed up. I want to learn more.
I like it.
You can go back to BO2 and kind of become a fan of the other games that connect into it.
I replayed BO2 last year.
Yeah.
Epic.
I'll be hitting the YouTube recap videos because they are plentiful. Lots of those. Natalie, okay, we've got some OGs. We've got David. We've got, Menendez. Some of the new faces.
I hope these Black Ops fans realize just because they are bringing back original characters does not mean they have the original writers from the original Black Ops game. They are going to taint these characters. I hope that you guys are aware of this.
Can you share any fun nugs about those guys?
Oh, I would love to. So let's start with Emma Kagan, CEO of the Guild. She's fascinating. She was essentially a child prodigy. She's brilliant. She worked her way up. She has a background in computational economics and robotics, which makes her the perfect person.
Who cares? Who cares? Is the gameplay good? What have you implemented into the gameplay to make it better? Did you listen to audience whenever they had complaints or they had concerns? Did you address them or did you ignore them? What have you done to make this game better than the last? That's what matters. I don't care about a character that has all this crazy background. I don't care. Nobody cares. Did you fix any of the prior concerns? What are you doing to move forward? What have you done? That's what matters.
To be running this company that is the Guild. And she has a really, she has ideas about how to deal with this, and she's a leader, and she has people to back her up. But sometimes, again, this sort of puts her in a weird place with David and his team, who are trying to get to the bottom of what's going on. So she's a really interesting character, and introduces us more, or reintroduces us to the Guild.
I don't care.
Is Leilani so dedicated that she...
I don't care about this character. I could care less about this character.
We know she was like, oh, she's just always...
That's all we're going to talk about is this one character?
You saw it in the trailer.
What about the prior characters? What about them? What have you done to improve their storyline? What are you adding to make them better than what they were before? What about that?
We're going to a lot of unique places. Some real, some are bend reality hallucinations that you'll understand why in the story. But we really wanted to push into that 2035.
You know what's crazy? You say that, but whenever I was playing through the dream towards the end of Black Ops 6, and I had to deal with this, I still didn't understand why we had to do it. It's like having Mary Jane as a playable character in Spider-Man. If I buy a game that's called Spider-Man, I'm playing a game that built its franchise off of Call of Duty, and I'm expecting to see war zones and crazy cool scenes from like actual history, and I'm playing around in a world that's contorted in a hallucination. Why does this need to exist? You've yet to explain to me why this needs to exist in a story.
Japan, Alaska, Los Angeles, Angola, and that is spread also not even in co-op campaign, but also in multiplayer, where you can revisit these locations that have narrative and story tie-in as well, which is really exciting, and it really feels like we're pushing it. Like, you haven't seen this.
Yeah, and what about Avalon? I've heard that, Avalon is a big part of the campaign. What can we expect there?
Yeah, Avalon's great. Natalie hinted at, we've been seeding this. You kind of first got introduced in Avalon and Black Ops 6, and now you get to kind of see the whole thing. First, through the linear campaign, you're going to get little pieces of it, and then after you complete the main campaign, it all unlocks an end game, and really all of Avalon opens up, and now the world is your oyster in the end game of Avalon.
More on end game in a moment.
Yeah. So you mean in the multiplayer? The multiplayer aspect of it unlocks after you beat the main campaign. That's stupid.
Sorry, I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Oh, yeah.
It's stupid because that means that through the main campaign, you really don't do much in the map, so they've geared it completely towards multiplayer.
I'm sure I saw Avalon. I fell out of Skyline, and I was like, wow, this is nice.
I know, Miles was like, I'm always falling out of that window on that map, and I was like, that's,
Oh, don't reel it back. Time. Endgame sounds pretty funky. Is there anything else you share that makes this one unique?
Oh, yeah. I think from the start, we wanted it to be a co-op experience, and that's twofold. One is the story. Natalie touched on this. Our characters in our hero squad, the 4 of them, they're like a family. They're like, each is a piece of a puzzle. Natalie said this, and I love this term, is we put them together.
I can't with this anymore, dude. I expect to see these people selling McDonald's fries, and about a year after the game's release, I don't think this game's going to do very well. They haven't really touched base on what the original Black Ops series brought to the table. They haven't expanded any of the characters' story based on these interviews. I don't think this is going to do very well. They're, yet again, gearing this towards a multiplayer experience that nobody wants, nobody cares about, with a story that nobody cares about, nobody asked for, instead of branching off of what they know and what they used to do. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that they don't have any of the original content creators for this. So the main story is just whatever it is at this point. It's thrown together with spit, glue, and hope. And I look forward to playing Battlefield 6 on its release. I look forward to watching Black Ops 7 fail like Black Ops 6 did. And I hope these people have a good resume set up, because they're going to need it. There we go.
Elden Lord, may you take the throne.
Apparently, they're trying to bring Elden Ring to the Nintendo Switch. If I'm right, this is going to be about as good as The Witcher 3 for the Nintendo Switch. A glorified potato Switch melter.
I have just got out of playing Elden Ring Tarnished Edition on the Switch 2.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you had to sit through that experience. Do you need anything? Do you need flowers for your grave? Because I'm sure you're going to die from the eye cancer.
And I have some bad news for those of you hoping for good performance in handheld mode. Because the performance...
What I say. What I say. What I say.
Is not good.
This world is in dire need of repair.
You could not play The Witcher 3 without it being plugged in. Like, you couldn't. The battery would drain in like 30 minutes. The console stayed hot, like scalding hot. And then to top everything off, it was completely potato-fied. You couldn't see, like, 5 steps in front of you because they had to add like a fog effect to everything. It looked terrible. It was terrible.
So unfortunately, we weren't allowed to record any footage.
I bet you weren't. They need to make sure that whenever people buy it, they have this impression that it looks just as good as the console.
Playing on the Switch 2, but I'm going to talk through my experience with the handheld mode and just let you know how it handled on the Switch 2 and where the problems arose. Because the queue behind me is all for Hollow Knight Silksong, no one is actually playing Elden Ring 2 Tarnished Edition on the Switch yet. So we had to start from the very beginning, going through the menus, creating a character. I picked the warrior with the 2 swords. And then we entered into the tutorial area. Inside the church, the game ran fairly smoothly. but as soon as I exited out into the open area where the grafted Scion tutorial boss is, everything started to chug really badly. Spinning the camera around from left to right really showed the frame rate drops. Standing still, it was fine. The pixel count looked great. It actually looks really...
See, what did I say when this Nintendo Switch 2 is going to come out? They're going to try and market it as something that it's not. Oh, but it's got upgraded graphics. It looks better. It's stronger. It doesn't matter. It's running a graphics card that's meant for a laptop. It's running a CPU meant for a laptop. It's running a screen meant for a laptop. It's going to chug. You can't get a laptop and expect it to do what a full-blown desktop can do. You can't. It won't work.
Detailed and really good on the small Switch 2 screen. I gave the game a pause, went into the menus to see if there was a graphics or performance mode that I can choose from.
Nope.
There wasn't. It seemed to be just one standard mode with HDR switched on. So the whole game was in HDR. Again, looks lovely lighting-wise. It was just any type of camera movement, it began to chug. And this, you know
why? It's because of the shadows and how. So like whenever a lot of people think that it's really easy to downgrade a game like Elden Ring and put it on something like the Nintendo or the Steam Deck. Actually, I think the Steam Deck can run Elden Ring pretty well. But the thing is like, you have to make the images sharper, so it could mess with the shadows a lot more. And that's probably where you're getting your drop frames from. And you're also getting your drop frames because the console just wasn't meant, the handheld, not the console, the handheld, the Nintendo handheld wasn't meant to play these style of games. It wasn't. It was meant for a console.
Played Elden Ring before, camera movement is very important. You're doing a lot of circling, you're doing a lot of dodging.
The Nintendo Switch handheld was meant to play things like Mario Kart and Mario Party and Donkey Kong, which for the most part are just copy and paste replicas of the prior games. Whether you like to admit it or not, that's what they are.
When you are attacking bosses, coming up to the graphics.
What's crazy is that one of the selling points for the Nintendo Switch 2, Super Mario Kart, was the fact that you could go anywhere in the world. Apparently that was already a thing.
Scion itself.
The people that are brainwashed to buy Nintendo products, I guess, are just too stupid to realize that.
I was pretty much instantly killed because the button placement on the Switch 2 is slightly different to the PlayStation 5, which I normally play it on. Obviously, the Nintendo button placement is always slightly different, but when you have a game like Elden Ring, which is complex enough already, trying to figure out what button did what on the Switch 2 was very confusing. I tried to stash one of my swords and dual wield it, two-hand it, but it took me about 3 minutes to work out what did what. I was, going for my Estus flasks, which I didn't have yet, and just got very confusing. I finally managed to sort it out though, and got killed by the grafted Scion, and went into the early tutorial place.
Just to make it clear, you're supposed to die to the tutorial boss. You can come back later, but you're supposed to die to it.
Limgrave. Now, the underground section of Limgrave starts off with that section where you can drop down into the tutorial area. I skipped that because I wanted to see how the game performed when you went up the lift.
And this game shouldn't be on Nintendo. It shouldn't.
To Limgrave.
This game wasn't built for a handheld. It was built for a console.
Making my way up that lift and then sitting by my first sight of grace was fine. It felt normal and I had no complaints there. But again, as soon as I opened up those double doors and entered into Limgrave and you see the Erd tree in the background, it started to chug.
I bet it chugged a lot worse once he got out into the open world.
Spinning the camera from left to right really showed how much the Switch 2 was struggling rendering that massive environment. From there, I ran up the hill to the church. I spoke to Carle, the merchant. Around this area, the performance wasn't too bad. Again, sneaking through the woods towards the site of grace.
Sneaking through the woods? Huh? Oh man, he must not be a very good player.
Maiden and get the ring to summon Torrent was okay because there was lots of foliage and I was moving slowly through the field. The performance didn't feel as bad there, but jumping onto Torrent once I got him and running through the middle of that town.
I bet they slowed down the movement speed of Torrent to make it to where it didn't like crash. I guarantee you that's what they did. Because if it's chugging that bad on just moving the camera around and interacting with the environment, I'd imagine Torrent throws a whole nother level of like braking.
It's right by that site of grace. Just felt so sluggish and jarring.
I bet.
And that was about as much of the game as we played in handheld mode because we had to move on to something else. But yeah, those of you looking forward to a smooth performing Elden Ring on handheld are going to be very disappointed. It may perform better in docked mode.
I think it is. I think it is going to be on Nintendo, the DLC, but I just don't think it's going to be worth the crap. If you have a PlayStation or PC, just play it on PlayStation or PC or Xbox or whatever you have it on. I wouldn't get it again to play it on Nintendo. I just wouldn't. I don't recommend it.
Again, we didn't get to try.
You have to keep in mind they have a brand spanking new Nintendo Switch 2 that they're popping this baby on. So they literally just take it out of the box. They connect it up to the battery thing, and they probably have a little stand for it, like brand spanking new Nintendo. So if it's chugging and having this much trouble, there's no way it's going to be a good experience. There's no way.
So I can't comment on that. But for any more information on Elden Ring Tarnished Edition,
I am a huge fan of Invincible, the show. I haven't read any of the comics. Whenever I start making like a decent amount of money off of YouTube, I want to get some like actual stuff, you know. I kind of take it leisurely and read the comics. I hope they made this game good. I really do. There's a lot of fans that would really like to have an Invincible game. Not a big fan of the fact that it's a fighter game. It doesn't look very good. It doesn't look like your average fighter game. But I'm hoping they actually do their thing, you know?
The character I think I'd least like to face in a physical fight is Omni-Man. He'd probably smash me through a building of some sort.
Yeah?
Omni-Man is such a powerful character, even compared to other Viltrumites.
We just run to capture.
Like I said, the show is not meant for kids. It is very much so an animated adult. It's an adult animation. Like, there may be some spoilers in here if you plan on watching it. If you want to watch it, it's on Amazon Prime. I would suggest watching it. It's good. It's really good.
Fight style is very evident.
There's no frills in his gameplay. He doesn't have wasted motion. He doesn't quip unnecessarily.
It just conveys the strength of all the years that he has spent fighting as a Viltrumite.
What we wanted to do was give him techniques, give him moves that are powerful, that deal lots of damage. It should feel like a bit of an up.
What makes me think this game isn't going to do well is that thing sitting in the chair right there.
Go battle to fight this guy.
I think we just wanted Omni-Man to be really strong and badass and fun to play.
Damn!
What drives the story of Invincible sort of as a property forward is that
I forgot about that scene. I need to rewatch it before the new season comes out.
Unique voice lines like intros and outros.
I looked up to you my whole life, but you're just a lying piece of shit.
Your life is the blink of an eye to a Viltrumite. You barely know me.
It's that father-son dynamic where they
Viltrumites can live for thousands of years. To give you an idea of how old they live, he's 17. His dad is probably like, how old? Let me see how old he is. I think he's a couple thousand. How old is Omni-Man? He's 2,000 years old, and he's still like, it looks middle-aged. He could live for another 2,000, 3,000. How old is the oldest Viltrumite? How old is the oldest Viltrumite? Not Ultraman. God dang. Viltrumite. 5,000 years old. The oldest Viltrumite could be 5,000. Well, the oldest one that
Love and care for each other, but they are at odds with their morality.
I also love his moment where he's considering killing his only son and reconsiders and flies away. You've got those two sides of Omni-Man where he's just brutal, a mind of steel, and this superhuman side of him.
His brutal style of fighting is so evident in all his gameplay movesets.
Omni-Man is one of our balanced characters, so he actually has an anti-air. He's got like this uppercut style move.
He's got a projectile, like where he claps his hands and a big wave comes out.
That's called the Thum, and then like when you boost it, it's called the Kuthum.
We're pulling from when he fights Cecil.
We have this move where he like comes flying from above and he slams your head into the floor repeatedly.
I love the way he just crushes.
And it just feels really, really good. Especially when you boost it, he does the overhead and he follows it up with like a series of just smashes where he just blasts them into the ground.
It feels very Omni-Man. It's just satisfying.
There's this one move where he does this like trio of hits and he says, "Not even trying yet." Probably isn't trying, and that's terrifying.
We're pulling directly from the show as well, from when he's beating Mark, ping-ponging him around the sky.
On his Super 2, he says very confidently,
"Pay attention."
Oh!
I think that really sells Omni-Man, who he is.
Definitely check out his ultimate. It's so good.
It's called the Destroyer of Worlds. And there's a sequence during the Flaxen fight where he takes the opposing general to this homeworld and just utterly destroys it. So he sees him holding the general's body, blasting through a series of buildings. But there was also another beat that happened at the end of that sequence where it shows him holding this mountain over their scientists. It's that whole sequence.
So he went to their world and completely destroyed it. And then he picked up this huge rock and dropped it on the planet before he went back to Earth. And it completely destroyed the planet.
All smashed together, and it's fucking epic.
Listen to me. You don't
Like,
seem to understand.
it's like, he's like, the Viltrumites are like Superman times 100. They're incredibly fast, incredibly powerful beings.
Stand.
That's literally what he did with the general on that alien planet. He just kept doing it all around the planet. Like, everywhere around the planet, constantly, for like, I think a couple days, and then he left.
This battle isn't yours to win.
That's cool. Oh my god.
That's just cool.
Hey, bro, just dropped into meat.
Put him as an anchor, the last character on a team. He's got great ways to spin meter, take advantage of these moves that he has that work well on their own, that are also somewhat risky.
Obviously, we gave him some really powerful moves that are really cheap, and players are going to enjoy using them, but they have a drawback. They are punishable on block, for example. We gave him incredible air mobility, so he's really fast, can close the distance really fast, but it's a little bit more of a technical thing that you have to learn to do.
I definitely recommend playing as him.
Really excited for people to be able to get their hands on Omni-Man and really feel powerful.
I think that he is going to be beating the crap out of people.
He's zipping around, he's punching people, boom, boom, you're done.
Now I've proven I'm the strongest among us.
I hope this game is good. It looks like they've put a lot of soul into it, or it could just be a front. I'm hoping that it's good. I really am. Let's see. Onimusha. What time is it? It's 9:57. We'll keep going. Let's keep going. We'll watch a few more of these. I don't really want to watch this one. Apparently, Onimusha is like Sekiro, but not a Souls-like. That's what I've heard.
We're here at Gamescom 2025, more specifically in front of a beautiful Onimusha Way of the Swords, and we've managed to play the game, a small little snippet. Matt, what did you think of Onimusha?
I must confess I've not played any of the PS2 games, but I know roughly what their deal was. It does feel like they have kind of reinvented it for kind of like the modern day, and yeah, I think it's really going to work in what feels now like a golden age of swordplay games. We've had Sekiro kind of like in the last few years and Ghost of Tsushima that really raised the bar on what those kind of games were, and I feel like this is probably going to join them.
I need to play Sekiro. That's what I need to play. I started playing Noir, didn't like it. I'm gonna have to play Sekiro.
It felt like it got really sharp, satisfying swordplay.
Yeah, I must confess, I'm not really a Souls-like guy at all. So when I started playing it, my initial fear was, oh my god, am I going to be punished for this because I don't have experience with these games?
So you're a pussy. It's okay, just say it. I understand.
But that wasn't the case at all. It found like it came quite natural. The parry window was huge. And I guess the thing for me is I immediately felt like a badass with that sword. And I mean, that's what I want. Like, how did you feel about it as someone who loves Souls-like games?
Yeah, so it may have Souls in it, as anyone will know from like the PS2 days, but it's not a Souls-like. And I think the great thing is it feels like it is definitely been made for action fans rather than Souls-like fans. And sure, it does have, like, as you say, parries, and it is a game that requires skill with.
I think a lot of these developers get this twisted. Some people are more of the action fan than they are the Souls-like. And if you make a game lean too much into a Souls-like, for example, how Kazan, the first Berserker, when it came out, most people didn't even complete the game. And then you had all these content creators claiming that it was good. The game was dog duty. It was bad. It was terrible. Black Myth Wukong was better. You can't just lean into the difficulty. You have to make it balanced. It can be difficult, sure, but it has to be rewarding. Otherwise, you're going to lose your players. You have to find the balance.
But the parry windows are generous. The block is an omnidirectional block, so even if enemies are coming from behind you, all you've got to do is hold down L1 and you will block behind you. All of these kind of make you feel more like you're very engaged in a way that is not quite the same tactical level as a Souls-like, but ultimately makes that sort of thrill like accessible to a lot more types of players.
Yeah.
That's right.
Ooh. And like the original Onimusha games that, like you mentioned earlier, there's souls collecting. So from your quick playtime, what did we summarize on how that works?
Right, so there are 3 different colored souls. Okay. There are red ones, there are blue ones, and there are yellow ones. The yellow ones are easy. They heal you. Okay. So basically, if you can create yellow souls, and you can use different weapons to create different souls out of the enemies. So if you can create yellow souls, that'll heal you mid-battle rather than having to use a healing pouch. Then there are the red ones, which are your classic kind of, you pick those up, and you'll get to spend those, I presume, like at an armorer or an upgrade station. We didn't get to see that in-game, so I can't tell you like what new sword you can get or what new kind of health upgrades. And then you get the blue ones that power your Oni meter. Now this is what allows you to do even cooler abilities than just your standard kind of like attack or heavy attack. And these use special weapons that only get used in that attack. In the demo we got to use the 2 Celestials, which were these kind of twin daggers, and their purpose was to drop yellow souls. Yeah. So basically collect blue souls to use that special attack, that creates yellow souls that heals you. And you're only gonna
you can see in his eyes he's so excited about this.
Use that attack against like enemies that are basically doing damage to you anyway. So you start to see that cycle kind of kick in where it's like kill enemies to heal yourself to move on.
Yeah, and as someone who, I mean, we both love Doom Eternal, but someone who specifically loves Doom Eternal, that's a system that you really enjoy.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, anything that, it's weird, like this is a game that's like weirdly about managing meters, because every enemy has kind of like a posture meter, right? Like, and so you have to kind of battle through that posture meter to then do damage against them.
I'm not even sure if there's a definition for a Souls game. That's a good question, though. Let me see. Is there a definition for a Souls game? See, it gave a statement. It says, the Dark Souls series is a popular RPG franchise known for its challenging gameplay, intricate world design, and rich lore. It consists of 3 main games, Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, with Dark Souls Remastered being a re-release of the first game. The series is often cited as a major influence on the Souls-like genre, which is characterized by its difficulty, exploration, and emphasis on learning from mistakes. So there you go.
And and you have a posture meter, they need to break your posture before they start doing like big damage on you. And this sounds like it's like quite a mathematical game, like it might be boring, but exactly like Doom Eternal, in the moment, you forget about the fact there's all of this maths ticking on in the background. It just feels really wicked to basically parry an enemy and then instantly decapitate them.
Yeah, absolutely. And talking about the posture meter, we got a good example of that of the boss that we got to play in the demo. And we say it's not Souls-like, but from
I do think that it's interesting to see a posture meter as well.
my point of view, that sure looks like a Souls boss setup. However, it was like relatively simple to take on. Yet that doesn't mean it wasn't fun. It was definitely fun, but the boss didn't necessarily pose much of a challenge. Would you say?
Yeah. So Ganryu, I don't.
Does Onimusha have difficulties? I don't think it does it? Does Onimusha have difficulties? Yes, okay, so it will have difficulty options. Well, there you go. So that's gonna make it accessible.
I think he's going to go down in like the pantheon of the greatest boss battles ever. However, I think he works as like a really good promise as what Onimusha might be delivering. Because yeah, this is a fight that I guess if you were to compare it to a Sekiro
I love
fight,
his jacket.
it's a bit like the Genichiro fight in that it's got a lot of kind of like you're in a small kind of temple area. There's a lot of kind of like swipes. He'll do big kind of leaps and come down at you. You have to defend against them. And basically it is about damaging his posture to the point where you can do kind of a mid-battle kind of, for lack of a better term, death blow. Yeah. And then you fight through the next posture meter to get to his kind of like defeating blow. And so yeah, there is a bit of that kind of Souls-like element to it. And you certainly, as I say, you required skill. There's a meter in the game which like the more you parry, the more it builds. Yeah. And if you can build a successful parry chain, your sword sets on fire with all these blue sparks and you do way more damage. And if you can keep successfully parrying, you keep that buff going, so it really rewards you for that. And I feel like that boss fight was a really good example of like, keep that parry chain up, you know, ensure you're on top of every move that he does. And so it is about learning those moves that he can do, but you get completely rewarded for it, and then yeah, like you get a really rewarding conclusion to that fight.
From this demo, like I've gone from someone who, like, I played Onimusha back in the day, but I can't say I was like clamoring for it to come back, but I find myself now really excited to play this.
I remember because I had the Game Informer magazines of Onimusha, and I remember reading the articles for both of the games. They sounded like a lot of fun.
Game, and I think it's because, for me anyway, it just feels like I'm in a constant state of being rewarded for my actions, and then I'm being rewarded by getting to do cool things.
Oh yeah, like this is a game where kind of like the moment you do like a good parry against normal enemies, that tends to open them up for these really, really slick takedown moves, which is decapitations or cutting arms off, and they all chain together. So if you can like exhaust two enemies simultaneously, you get to do a 1-2 kind of like double stab. It is really slick, really stylish, and yeah, it doesn't feel punishing. It feels rewarding.
Cool. Yeah, definitely. So there's so much more to talk about Onimusha, but I think that wraps us up there. Be sure to keep watching.
That looks like it's going to be a really cool game. Might actually play that game. This looks like it's going to be another good game. I was impressed when I saw this one for the first time.
Right here on IGN, where Winds Meet was one of the biggest games of the show when it was revealed back in 2022. Kung Fu Open World. I'm joined by Eric Zhang.
This game's been floating around for a hot minute now.
Head of Where Winds Meet Publishing, and Raven, who will be doing the, it might be helpful.
Yo, his shirt is amazing. The guy to the left, I love his shirt.
Card with me. So how's the closed beta feedback and its release in China helped with its upcoming release?
好，那么首先就是你们上一轮 CBT 的这个反馈就是怎么样，以及它对于你们接下来在中国这边的运营就是有着怎么样的影响？
首先我们上一轮收获了非常惊喜的反馈，不管是我们产品的一个后台的实时数据，还是说我们喜爱我们的玩家们在 SNS 上的各种分享和发言，都对我们游戏表达了非常热烈的反馈。那一方面这些热情呢，也让我们决定要加紧我们的速度，尽快完成我们产品的一个上线，早日与大家去见面。
Right, so we've had a lot of surprising feedback from players, and it's all very exciting, both in terms of all the data we collected on the back end, but also in terms of all of the comments that players had for us on all of.
See, that's how you can tell whenever you hear a game developer talking about concerns and then addressing concerns at a later date like this. This is usually a good sign. It tells the players that we are listening and we are taking what you're saying and we are chewing it up, and we're gonna regurgitate that information in a way that might sound appealing to you. This is a good sign. This game might be really good.
Social media, and it's been very exciting for us, and it's also been a factor in making us decide to push forward the release date to deliver the game earlier to players.
That's always good news. Earlier is always better. How about Black Myth Wukong? What about that game and other Chinese action adventure games has influenced either your game design or your release strategy in the West?
好，这当然能够早点上线，我们大家都非常殷切的希望能够见到。那么我们谈谈《黑神话：悟空》之前这款游戏，像这款游戏以及其他的中国的这些动作冒险游戏，是对于你们游戏的这个开发本身和在西方推出这方面有没有怎么样的影响？
首先我们非常高兴的看到有越来越多受欢迎的游戏作品的推出，那我们也当然非常希望自己也能成为其中的一员。但是呢，我们产品其实从2019年就已经开始立项了。那对于这样一个如何把武侠和开放世界融合好的这样的一个挑战，其实是前所未有的。所以我们在这段时间里面，就是一直以来更多的可能会关注我们自己怎么样把这样的一个产品表达好。那其实像中国武侠小说有句话叫做坚守本心，方能成就大道。所以我们一直以来也是想办法如何更多的去完成自己的这样一个挑战的一个命题。
Right. So first of all, I'm really happy for all of the games that all of these amazing games that have been developed and been released and been so welcomed by the player population.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm happy for them. But what about this game?
So Where Winds Meet is set during the 10th century China, an era Chinese audiences are probably familiar with, but Western audiences may not. How do you go about introducing Western players to historical figures, innate cultural references, and localization and onboarding?
那好了，因为这个游戏我们知道它时代是发生在第10来说，你要怎么一些文化的
很多西方或者电影电视剧里面呢，我觉得都是能够好好的讲海外的玩家我们的一些建议，用的中国海外的用户比较少，它这背后的一个
The gameplay
to
looks
dovetail
really
off
clean.
of the comment that you just made, I think it's not just about Western players, but even for Chinese players, I think the 5 Dynasties and 10 States period of time is a very niche period in history because due to the fact that it has less depictions, both in terms of cultural media and also in terms of films and movies, films and TV. So much less so than the more well-known Tang and Song dynasties. So I think our goal for both is essentially the same, is namely in how we would tell this heroic story with this tension of the spirit of the times, how we would deliver that to both our domestic audiences and a global audience. So I think focusing a little bit more on Western players, I think a lot of the feedback from players that we've garnered has been very helpful toward us being able to localize all of these cultural, I guess, elements or historic elements to them. So as for instance, in-game, to kind of preserve the authenticity of the era, we use a time and hour system that's based on, these different characters that correspond to each hour instead of 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. But that turned out to be something that's very hard to kind of localize for Western audiences. So what we did instead is we associated each character, these hours, to a different animal. So these correspond to the 12 animals that correspond to each year. So that's what we did.
Excellent. So diving a little bit into the gameplay, the world seems massive from what I've seen video-wise. How much freedom do we have when exploring how much freedom do we have while exploring the world?
好，那讲一讲游戏玩法方面，我们知道，
我们是150按你的兴趣去做。那里面和 NPC 的交互上也有大量的这样的一些可能会影响这个一起来追赶你。选择呢，就是就此。
We offer a great deal of freedom in terms of letting the player be able to explore this huge world as they will. And we also give them a lot of choices in this regard. So we know that the single player campaign, it has a total of around 150 hours of content. So none of this is mandatory. You don't have to play all of it, but players can, based on their pace and their enjoyment of the narrative, they can choose to play the single player campaign.
This game has 150 hours in the main campaign? Holy
at their own leisure. And in terms of the freedom, of this open world, I think it also extends to also the player's ability to learn whatever abilities and skills they want to build the kind of the combat mechanics, the type of combat styles that they want. But it also, on top of all of that, it's also kind of exemplified in the way that players are able to interact with the non-player characters. So for instance, when you engage in dialogue with a random villager, you have an internal reputation system that goes along with that. So by saying the wrong things to them, it could lead to you having such a poor reputation that they decide to become hostile essentially to you, and they might even attack you or lead their entire village to go ham, to go aggressive on your ass. So in those situations, you could choose to defend yourself, which could in turn lead to law enforcement trying to arrest you. So that could cause a whole chain reaction of these interesting interactions.
I feel like I'm going to have a lot of fun just angering a lot of people and just having a bunch of people chasing me.
Yes.
Well, with that, so where does Where Winds Meet release?
好，我想我也是迫不及待的希望什么时候推出。
时间正式上线，所以现在添加心愿单。
We have an exciting announcement to make. Our game will be officially releasing on November the 14th Pacific time. So we would welcome all of you to go to our official site, to go to the PlayStation or Steam and Epic storefronts to pre-register and wishlist our game, if you will. And we will see you all in game very soon.
That's amazing. November 14th. Eric,
that's crazy. There's going to be a lot of games coming out.
Thank you so much. Where Winds Meets will be coming to...
That looks like it's going to be a good game. I'm hoping it's good. It looks like it wants to be a good game. There we go. We got another trailer for it as well. Oh, the music is so good. it's like the heavens themselves split open, and the angels from above sent one of their own to sing that. Damn, what a trailer! That's so clean. Can you actually ride boats? This looks so good. Damn, boys. Don't be complaining about me not playing no games right now. The shoot.
Hello? What is this?
June 20th, 1982. I'm witnessing a disaster I'm not supposed to. I see dead people.
Hey, that's like that one movie, The Sixth Sense.
Burning down reactors. They keep bringing more bodies. And the wounded are suffering tremendously. Their bodies have been swollen and deformed. It's deteriorating. People need to know about this.
This looks
People
interesting.
need to know about this. We're desperate here.
Whoa, that looks
We got
crazy.
prisoners getting out.
What is this? Oh.
Hey! Who are you? I can't breathe! I don't want to die!
Shit! Operation Stutter. Oh, he's got a gun. With 2 bullets. There we go. Last trailer. Finally. What the hell?
Look at that aim. These motion sensors are legit.
Motion sensor?
Whoa, I felt that. That's a hell of a device they've made. Feels real. Now, let's see if you're ready for this. Huh. I don't like surprises, but this thing triggers me in a good way. Every gun's got its own attitude now, just like stalkers.
Skiff, come in. Can you hear me?
Stalin, where's your voice coming from? My revolver? Another one of your experiments?
Even better. It's a better way to experience our reality. Through the speaker. It's immersion, Skiff.
Welcome to the Sultansk. Make yourself at home.
You're already there. Might as well help me test
All right. What the hell was that? Felt pretty real.
That's one of our features. Haptic feedback. The key to immersion.
I don't know if I could recommend this game on console, because like the only real enjoyment that I got out of it was once I was able to get around the stupid system in this game with the buying and selling stuff. Because I mean, the game is fun, yes, but a lot of the time that you play this game, you stress about your gear and your weapons breaking, which is really stupid. And I don't agree with that system whatsoever.
Gaming experiences. I just send more info to your PDA.
Looks like a lot to unpack. A trophy.
I would recommend it for PC, because you could add mods or glitch out the game and give yourself stuff that either gets rid of the stupid breaking system or helps. But 9 times out of 10, whenever I played this, you barely ever had any money, dude, and it sucks.
Bonding time comes
The
with a
selling and buying system in this game is completely rigged against the player. I don't
bonus.
With our new technology, you can use the touchpads to play the guitar. And there's even more. We've got the pro version of the device. Improved shadow quality and resolution, as if the zone itself were watching you back. Higher quality reflections, the way to see the truth, or at least the version of it. Improved volumetric fog, intelligently beautiful. Enhanced volumetric cloud rendering, pure phenomenon in the sky. And refined quality for select VFX. This is more than visual fidelity.
That's crazy.
Tell me you didn't overwrite my progress. Otherwise, you'd better be immortal.
Oops.
Let's see.
This is the disrespect.
Hold on, give me a second. Where is tech? Okay, so we need legal mindset. Oh, bro, I thought I'd never get done with all those dang games, bro. Tectone didn't go live today, huh? Oh, no, he's live. Oh, I'm so curious to know. Oh, my God, He did react to it. That's funny. Okay. So, apparently, this moron thought it would be a great idea, instead of protecting the public parks and this area, to put up a huge flag. And there he lost their job.
Non-binary hung a transgender pride flag from El Capitan, gets fired from their job. What's this?
Some carry. What did you think was going to happen? What the heck? What did you think was going to happen?
Hey, we carry the largest trans pride flag to ever be flown in a national park and unfurled it on the side of El Cap to prove.
And now you're working at Mickey D's, so put the fries in the bag, bud.
A point that trans.
I get that you want to do this, but you didn't ask for permission to do this. You did it to make a statement, and that statement cost you your job.
Is natural. Trump.
The flags aren't supposed to be there.
And transphobes would love to have you believe that being trans is unnatural. But
I don't think that's what they're trying to say at all. Is this guy's name really gay? Bro's a legend at this point. That's not what they're saying. They're saying that it's unnatural for adults and parents and teachers to be telling kids that are confused and probably need actual help that they are an opposite sex. That's what they're trying to say. And it's not okay.
Species that can transition sexes.
Gay?
Oh, he noticed it too?
Is this a joke? Like, his name is Gay? This has got to be from, like, SNL or something, right?
Can be found on every continent and in every ocean.
Yeah, Officer Gay.
So call it a protest, call it a celebration. They try to erase.
Well, I hope you know. Oh, wait.
Us from government web.
You did get erased. You just lost your job. Congratulations. I hope you had a real good. There's no way this person didn't do this without updating their resume. There's no way they didn't think that they were going to get away with this without facing repercussions.
Sites and education.
This person just got fired.
Acting deputy superintendent shook my hand and then fired me on the spot.
So we
cooked. You're done.
Raise this flag higher than ever before. The people united will never be defeated.
They got fired.
Some carry hate.
So yeah, anyway, so they got fired. Nobody would have had a problem with you doing what you want to do, but you have to carry around a fucking cross everywhere that you go and beg for people to nail you up to it.
What he's referring to is you have to find a problem so you have relevance. You have to find something wrong somewhere, or you have to come up with, you have to take, for example, whenever Elon Musk did that weird salute and everyone started calling him a Nazi, and he just ignored it, which was the best thing that he can do. You know why? Because it was stupid. It was stupid. That's why. People come up with the dumbest things so they can make themselves relevant, and it's not working anymore. No one wants to be a part of this. No one cares. And if you keep pushing, it's just going to mean they're going to take more and more rights away. It just makes no sense why you would do this. I'd imagine the park probably would have let you do it if you had asked. But you didn't ask, and you did it to do some weird revolutionary stance that no one really cares about. What did you think was going to happen?
Oh, in case you didn't know, gay people are literally taking over the national park system. I just hope throw pride in Yosemite for the 3rd year in a row. No planet, no pride. Mother Nature is a lesbian. Goodbye.
There are going to be people that don't like you. The same as there's people that don't like you for wearing a Trump hat. People that don't like you for being overweight. This martyr syndrome and this narcissism, I think people in general are getting so tired of. And
Yeah,
I think
they
also...
are. They're just tired of dealing with these people that are trying. It's kind of like religion. You know how whenever you talk to a person and they're trying to shove a religion down your throat and you're just like, dude, that ain't it. That's exactly what it is. And you'd be surprised. I've seen a lot of people who are atheists like straight up snap back at them and be like, nah, I'm good. And then they like throw like a lot of things that, for example, Christianity has caused a lot of wars. And they're like, I'm not going to support something that causes wars. And even to this day, still causes wars in some countries. And you can say, no, it doesn't all you want, but it did. I mean, look at the Crusades. This is going to go down in history. Probably not as bad as the Crusades, but as something that should have just been let be. And this probably would have been way better for the LGBTQ plus whatever all that is. But instead, they're actively pushing it and pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. And people are just tired of it. They're tired of it. They're tired of dealing with it. They're tired of being around it. They're fatigued. They are done with this. They want this to stop. And they're going to do whatever they have to do. They're going to oppress however hard they have to make this stop.
So the fatigue from it will turn into malice, which is why they're trying to get rid of gay marriage. What do you mean you're going to fly the trans flag? What about the American flag? You're working for the federal fucking government. I don't want federal government employees flying identity flags.
I agree. I agree with this. And if you're a Texan, you should have a Texas flag up there too. Like, I'd imagine this person, if they had flown the American flag and then said that we're doing it to show that transgender people are Americans too, they would have had a whole different outcome. But instead, they do this weird thing that gets them into so much trouble and gets people fired because they don't care. All they care about is either internet clout, and that's really what the stem of this is coming from, or making some weird-ass agenda that nobody cares about and forcing it onto people that don't want anything to do with it.
What the fuck are we doing? You shouldn't be flying a single fucking flag except for your state flag and the country's flag. This is your job. These people love to take their jobs and co-opt them into a vehicle for them to push a narrative. And people are fucking tired of it.
That's the whole reason why gaming ended up the way it did in the past 4 years. All these woke and all these weird identity politics that people were trying to make you jump through just to have a conversation or tell you what to do at work. Nobody cares. Seriously, nobody cares. Do your job. Go to work, do your job, and go home. It's not bad enough that jobs are already stressful AF. Just sit here and have to deal with these morons, these mentally ill psychopaths, on top of having to deal with a stressful job and being able to balance your home and work life and being able to afford rent and food every month isn't hard enough. Now we've got to deal with these morons at work. Get out of here.
Support LGBT. Let's grow business together. Anyway.
This one's going to be a rough one. I can already tell y'all this is going to be a rough one. So, in this one, we're going to try and squeeze as much of this as we can into 10 minutes. A immigrant that didn't know English caused the death of, I think, migrant of all crash fails proficiency. He failed a proficiency test, but he also couldn't. He didn't know English
Yesterday, which was insane. Apparently, this guy got in this crash and he killed like multiple people with this, and I don't even know what it is at all. Oh my fucking god! So let's take a look at it. Mom told me about this. Yeah. And this guy who's like a Trump admin steps in after migrant involved in deadly crash. Failed.
So, believe it or not, this individual got his driver's license from the place that had the fires, where people's houses got burned down with no insurance in the area, where there were mass riots that were peaceful protests, where cars were burning in the street, and where they were cutting off highways because of these quote-unquote peaceful protests. California. That's where this guy, after getting turned down from some other states, went to get his license and got.
Proficiency tests. Wow, I would have never guessed. Here we go.
The Trump administration now investigating a deadly Florida crash allegedly caused by an illegal migrant truck driver.
Yep.
And officials.
First and foremost, what are you doing? Like, you could see the car, watch the car.
Florida crash
Boom.
allegedly caused by an
That was the
illegal
car.
migrant truck driver.
Yep.
And officials say the suspect.
Whoever was in that car is dead. They're dead. It was fatal.
couldn't read English or understand road signs despite getting a commercial driver's license from 2 sanctuary states.
And this is the kind of stuff. This is the kind of stuff that fuels illegal immigration removal. And this is the reason why there are new laws passed that says you can't even be a truck driver unless you know English. The argument that I've heard a lot of is, well, you don't need to know English to drive a truck, but you do. You need to know English. You need to be able to learn the hand rules of the vehicle. You need to learn the signs. You need to be able to communicate with officials if they come on scene and they don't know any other language. If you're living in America, they have made it the national language, English. That's what they teach in schools. That's what you learn from day one. It is the national language. Look it up. Changed as of this year. If you come to America, learn English. If I moved to a different country, I would be expected, and I would expect myself to learn their language. Hands down. That's how it works.
Oh my God. He was also involved in collapsing an old bridge, being overweight semi-prior to this accident. So he got a work authorization denied by Trump, and then he received work papers under Biden administration. It is crazy what an unforced error having these people in the country is. It is absolutely insane. How does this keep happening? Oh my God.
28-year-old illegal alien faces deportation and 3 counts of homicide. The trucking company is...
There were 3 people that died in that car. 3 people died in that vehicle.
also under review. And
if it had been an American, that would have been 3 counts of manslaughter. They do not take trucking lightly. You could kill people, which in this instance it did, when you get a CDL license.
Accident happened just an hour north of Palm Beach in Mar-a-Lago, guys.
Wow, this is the big problem, is that whenever one of these things happens, like this driver's fucked his life up, right? I mean, he's probably going to go to jail forever, and that's...
But they need to go to the DMV that gave him his license, and they need to put those people in jail for manslaughter. Because how can you just so easily give out this license like that, knowing full well he was revoked?
To be the end of them, and that's a good thing. But the problem is that I think in a lot of these cases, there's never any sort of secondary consequence for that. Like, nobody that's making these decisions ever feels any sort of pressure for doing it. And I think that's the main problem that we have right now. It's that a lot of the people that end up doing this stuff and that make the decisions themselves end up completely getting away with it.
Yep.
Totally getting away with it. And I think that's what's frustrating for so many people. I know it's frustrating for me. It's extremely frustrating. Yeah, if I was the federal government, I would just totally...
Like, look at this vehicle.
I know it's frustrating for me. It's extremely frustrating for me.
So
look at this vehicle. There's nothing left of that vehicle. That's the vehicle that caused 3 fatalities.
This driver is driving down in Florida. He ends up being arrested in the
I do not envy those firefighters right there, because I'd imagine they were peeling these people's brains out of there. And all this because this guy went to a DMV and they authorized this. There are laws in place for a reason. Why don't we use them? Why do you have people at these other states that are able to just override and give people licenses like this? I am a CDL driver. I've driven fire trucks and I used to drive school bus. I did that for 1.5 years. They drill it into you how dangerous it is to drive CDL. And if you ain't ready for it, you don't need to be driving it. You got to look out for not only yourself, but other drivers on the roadway. This isn't as simple as, well, why didn't they stop? This is a matter of this 18-wheeler cut off this road, and these people probably didn't have enough time to stop.
If I was the federal government, I would just totally cut off all their funds until they cut this shit out. Like, unless you're going to cooperate and work with the federal government to enforce immigration, you're not getting any money from the federal government.
I agree. At this point, what's it called? What is that freaking place called? California. The amount of blatant, I'm going to call it for what it is, treason that the Californian government is doing is absolutely disgusting. They are allowing riots to ruin businesses that are in California. They are allowing their city to burn down because they have no freaking water. They are allowing immigrants to get licenses they shouldn't have. The amount of blatant treason for the federal laws is disgusting, and they need to go to jail for treason. I know I've said it several times, but it needs to happen. There's no reason this should be accepted, and they should go to jail not just for treason, but for 3 counts of manslaughter. Because they allowed this.
That's it. And if you have a problem with that, well, then just send the military over there.
Amen to that. I mean, cut their funding. If they want to keep doing this, cut their funding. Cut the funding from the government to California. And like Asmon said, if they got a problem with it, send in the U.S. military. Enough of this. Enough of Americans getting hurt and killed and businesses going into bankruptcy and houses burning down because of a government that doesn't want to do its part. Enough. They're the only one that can't seem to get in line and do what they're supposed to do. They're the only one. Enough of this.
And the amount of just blatant, basically treason that's happening, where you have these people that are usurping the country, they are actively damaging people's lives, they're getting people killed. This is what I was talking about with like the selfishness of altruism. Is that people like this think that they're doing a good thing by letting in some random guy from another country because they're like, oh, wow, he's from this horrible country. It's so bad. Let's let him in. And then something like this happens. Yeah.
And it's all fun and games. It is. It usually is. But when you see warning signs and red flags saying that this could be bad, it's almost always better to be proactive instead of reactive. And that's what they were trying to do. And the only ones that couldn't get in line was California. They're the only ones. It's ridiculous.
And so this is really the problem. And this is the reason why I think that this type of emotional messaging is dying. And this is why so many more Americans, at least, are waking up. And I think that they're realizing, like, this is fucking ridiculous that this is happening. People are getting killed because of this. And again, like, whether you think that immigrants commit more or less crime is irrelevant.
It doesn't
because
matter.
Number one, they're not immigrants. They're illegal aliens. Or
they're not. They're already breaking the law. It's in the name. Illegal immigration. They are breaking the law being here, period. They're already doing a crime. The minute they set foot over the border without any kind of paperwork, they're breaking the law. There you go.
Migrants that shouldn't be here in the first place. And number two, the acceptable amount of that should be 0 because they shouldn't be here, period.
Right.
So the problem
is
that and I think that more people are getting there now. Many people are getting there. They fail at papers, please. Yeah, exactly. Criminals, not migrants. Yes, clearly. Tragedy is that normal people suffer the most from this crap, just trying to go about their day. Well, of course. Is this it?
This trucker CDL situation is getting so scary.
So we're gonna past self, future self, split the video here. Please. Split the video here. I'm gonna use the bathroom. So I'll have a nice little break in it. Okay, so this is going to be the next part in this. Funny enough, Nigel, they did figure out how we got the license. This is going to be the next part of the trucker that cost the lives of 3 Americans, the immigrant.
Even ultra-left Reddit is starting to sound like the MAGA movement. As over in Florida, this trucker takes an illegal left turn on the highway, blocking all the lanes, causing
So it was a highway. How does this even happen? On a highway? Oh my god. Anyone with common sense, like, oh Jesus. I'm fairly certain he will be charged with manslaughter, dude. There's no way he's getting out of that. But they need to find the people that allowed this driver
fatal
to
collision
get behind the wheel, and they need to put him in jail.
with the New York Post revealing the crash that killed 3 was caused by an illegal individual. And on the DHS's official reporting on the incident, they stated they attempted to use an official use only access point. And although he had no legal right to be in the country, California still issued him.
So he was illegal. That was an illegal immigrant that cost the lives of 3 Americans. And California gave him the driver's license.
Commercial driver's license, operating a 40-ton, 18-wheel truck, as he should.
Why are people putting up with this? This is the reason why I think a lot of people don't support Trump, by the way, is because you should be coming down with the full force of the federal government to absolutely crucify anybody and everything inside of the system that created this outcome.
I agree. Like we said in the prior video, I feel like they need to cut off California's entire federal funding and charge the people in California because of the fires and not having any water, the fact that people are homeless now, all of the looting that happened in California from Trump becoming president, all the fires that got started and burnt to the ground, these cars in the middle of the street, the brick throwing at police. They need to cut off all federal funding to California. And now this is the cake on the topping on the cake at this point. They need to cut off all federal funding to California, and they need to try the government that is over California for treason. And then they also need to send in the National Guard to get that fixed. They need to get California back in shape. They do. They're the only ones that can't seem to get in line and stay in line. They want to sit here and play all these ridiculous games while people's houses and livelihoods are burnt to the ground, and while people are getting killed in other states because of licensing things that they have done. This man shouldn't have even been a CDL driver because the new law states that you need to know English in order to get a CDL. So this man got a license as a truck driver illegally.
Totally fucking stop this. Like, prevent this from ever happening again. Like, that's one thing. Like, I was mad at Trump because he didn't put Hillary Clinton in jail. You said you were going to put her in jail. Did you put her in jail? No, nobody went to jail. Bill Clinton didn't go to jail. Hillary Clinton didn't go to jail.
He also said he would release the Epstein files, and he hasn't done that either, nor will he. But
Obama
still.
didn't go to jail. Nobody went to jail. Nothing happened. That's one of the reasons why I was frustrated. I mean, what, arrest Newsom? Yeah, maybe. Sure. I mean, if you can figure out a way to charge him for something, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, or whatever, like, whoever.
We're not talking about that. Let's get back to this
behavior. Send him back because he didn't want to go back to India?
The more we know about this tragedy, the worse it becomes.
They didn't send him back because he didn't want to go back to India? Is this a joke?
So he was in.
Oh my God.
That this was completely avoidable is compounded by the idea that this is a much larger issue than anybody knew about, as terrible policies in liberal states like California are even putting people in danger in conservative states like Florida.
Well, that's what's crazy is that he got his license in California and then someone died in a different state. So that's why, like, this is ridiculous.
How only local outlets and right-leaning media seems to highlight this horrible story.
Well, it's because, again, the reason why they highlight it, it's because the media is completely biased. I mean, and Fox News is biased too. It's not like Fox News isn't biased. They're just biased from the other
they have to be, otherwise they're going to get shut down.
So they're going to be talking about this all day. But it's because, again, all this, corporate media is completely done for the intent and the purpose of misleading you and making you believe something. That's it. Why are we okay with Trump pardoning officials that have lied for him in the past? Look up the records. It's all fucked. Well, it's because that's in his presidential purview to use pardons. Like, that's a fundamental thing you can do. Game. I don't. Or more. I think that letting these people run wild is causing so
to be objective, with the top comment from r/truckers being about someone experiencing the same exact thing in Texas, spiraling into a
Bro, I
conversation.
feel the same way. I shit you not. Some Indian dude just tried doing U-turn in front of me on Highway 380 here in Dallas-Fort Worth area. Dude almost had 3 lanes crash into him. Had I not keep going playing chicken with him, dude rolled his window down and started yelling at me. I was speechless. Who the fuck tries to do this shit at all? I mean, have you seen the way they drive it in?
That's crazy. You can't do that. It's illegal. You can't just turn left and cut off lanes of traffic on an interstate. This is crazy.
Yeah, well, I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, they could be the best drivers in the world in India, but they shouldn't be getting a license here if they can't speak English.
I agree.
Like, I mean, it's not even a question. There's plenty of Indians that come over from India and they can drive without causing a fucking, a massacre.
About how that specific country.
What's crazy is no CDL instructor that is teaching a driver will ever condone this. They make this decision based on their own stupidity to sit there and cut off 3 lanes of traffic. Again, I have a CDL. I've driven fire trucks. I have driven a school bus. I've done it for 3 years. This was because it was part of the prior video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But I'm just saying it for this video. My instructors would chew my head off if they found out I was doing this on an interstate. No way.
Seems like a mature, objective conversation that isn't common on Reddit, except when you consider how much of their interactions are actually bots, which that post looks 100% generated by AI, with every single ChatGPT detector saying so, and that's the only way Reddit will accidentally tell the truth. And again, this proves absolutely nothing about foreign truckers as a whole, but why is it so difficult to have this discussion?
Nobody has a problem with somebody who's a foreign person that's a trucker here. We have a problem, and everybody has a problem when it's somebody who's here, who's not supposed to be here, who can't speak English, and didn't take the tests the right way that they should have, and then
they get a license that they shouldn't have.
They're driving around anyway. Like, there's a massive fucking difference between these two things. It's a huge difference.
Indiana, giving them certain feelings about foreign truckers, with the top reply to that being from someone sharing that same race, having the same feelings because they make them all look bad. And as someone
that's what they should really be thinking about when they hand out these licenses to whoever. Is this going to help their cause whenever somebody gets killed? Whenever they're sitting there on their high horse, letting these people that shouldn't get these CDL licenses get these CDL licenses, and somebody gets killed, a family gets killed. Is it going to help your cause? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Ethnicity, also known for being notoriously bad drivers, I understand where
they're not notoriously bad. The driving in America is different from driving in other countries. It is. Whether you like to admit that or not, it is different. People in America are stupid. They're dumb, okay? They're slow on reaction times with cars. It's just how it is. That's why whenever you come to America, they teach you how to drive on these roadways. Unless you're this guy, apparently.
he's coming from. Most of us don't see this story and think, then all foreign-born CDL holders, we just want to know how someone that doesn't understand the basics of our traffic laws...
I think it's making people racist. I think that's what's happening, is that, like, now you're having people that want to throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Exactly.
And so, like, these types of rules and everything that have happened, and this, like, blatant unfairness and this blatant disregard for the law has, I think it's radicalized a lot of people. And in the process of radicalizing a lot of people, I think what it's done is that it's made people go so far in the other direction. Whereas, I mean, for me personally, like, if a legal immigrant comes over and they want to do this, that's fine. But you have to pass certain tests and you have to do things the right way. Obviously, that's the way the world works.
You have to go through the process like everybody else. Why should the process be different for somebody who's, number one, illegal, and number two, a foreigner? It shouldn't. It should be the same process. Man, woman, or different race, doesn't matter, same process.
But the issue is that people have become so radicalized by seeing the unfairness of this that they become the opposite of it. And so now you have just...
And it's not even unfair. Just because you're born in a different country doesn't give you the right to just country hop. That's not how the world works. You can't just go to a different country because you just feel like it. That's not how it works. There are processes in place to prevent stuff like this from happening. And the fact that this illegal immigrant was able to get past every process and somehow legally drive for a company is insane.
Anti-Indian racism.
And now there's 3 people that are dead because of it.
People getting preferential treatment. The end outcome of these policies is that it makes people more racist.
The amount of reading I had to do for the tests that I had to take at the DMV were ridiculous. So if you don't even know English, I know you can't pass these tests. There's no way.
That's what's happening.
Was legally allowed to get a commercial.
And mine was easy. Mine was just Class B.
Driver's license and be given an 18-wheeler. So in the future, we can prevent this same thing from occurring again. No one is suggesting racism as a solution, but they'll always use the potential of that to deflect from real criticisms of a broken system.
Well, that's exactly it. Yeah, I mean, anybody who criticizes this and they say, well, the guy can't speak English, there's like a, you know, kind of like this like implication that it's racist to bring up this point.
The next top comment on Reddit was them researching.
But he couldn't. The first responders that arrived on scene said that they couldn't even communicate with the guy because he didn't know English. They couldn't even check to see if he was okay because he couldn't speak English.
Specific driver, as he shares the same name as a guy that 4 years ago used his.
Oh no!
Apparently, the name that he used is very common.
We got, bro. Fender 4 years ago. So, of this. So that means that, let's assume that it is, this would have been right when he got his license, that he never should have had to begin with, by the way.
A lot of people were thinking that this was the same guy that caused this accident. It wasn't. This was somebody else. They just have a lot of people that use the same name. Probably an illegal name, or an illegal immigration name, oddly enough, that are truckers. Some of them are probably legit, but
in Arkansas, who also was connected to a California-based trucking company.
Big surprise.
The replies found that it's a common name, and oddly, very common in the trucking industry. So no one is accusing every single one of those guys as being bad drivers. It's just.
But the racist backlash from this will, and that's what's going to happen.
That's what you have to be thinking about when it comes to this. Whenever you pass something like this as a California person, how will this affect the states around you? Will this help your cause? Is allowing this illegal immigrant drive this truck, knowing full well that it could end with someone dying, multiple people even, will this help your cause? No, it won't. It's going to cause a lot more people to become radicalized against it. That's what it's going to do.
And that's why you have so much anti-Indian racism now. Like, anti-Indian racism is probably the most culturally accepted form of racism after anti-white racism.
Unfortunate that this inconvenient information causes left-leaning media outlets to completely ignore the story.
It's a pattern. Patterns don't lie. Yeah, but of course it's going to be a pattern because you have a lot of false positives of people that shouldn't be there. But the reality is that the majority of people that drive around and they're Indian, they're not driving around causing a chaos wherever they're going. It's not like they're playing Grand Theft Auto here.
And it only takes one. Like, let's make this completely clear. It only takes one of these people to mess up this bad before it blows up because of the situation that's already going on. It doesn't take 5 of them. It only takes one.
Problem is not...
You won't hear anything about it if it's just him getting hurt. But whenever you've got other people that are dying, like in this accident, especially right now, this could be the straw that broke the camel's back.
With where a person comes from, it's whether a person is qualified to do what they're doing.
Exactly.
So I think that, like, if you get focused on...
And you can't just say, oh, well, they passed the tests, even though they're from a different country and they're qualified to do what they're doing. They may still not be qualified. They may have the knowledge to know what's right and wrong, but if they're still driving like they're in India or Mexico or wherever they're from, they still don't lack the necessary skills to drive in America. That's just how it is.
Like this one issue with Indians. Oh, okay. Well, like, Indians are the problem. Well, what about a Brazilian? What about a Guatemalan that comes here? What about somebody from Africa? Like, the same problem still exists.
Exactly.
It's and also even a person like a Russian, right? It's not racial even either. If a Russian's driving around and doing this, it's a problem. So the real problem fundamentally is not the country that they're coming from or what that country's culture is like. It's fundamentally that they don't have the training to do what they're supposed to do.
That's exactly what I just said. Yeah, exactly.
That's the main issue. You're preaching reason people won't listen to reason? Well, yeah, but why would? And the thing is that when you're a circus, why not be? When you're in a circus, why not behave like a clown?
Exactly.
People have been pushed away and told that any sort of reasonable discourse, like what I'm saying now, people call me a racist on the internet constantly.
Exactly.
I get called a racist constantly when anybody who watches my stream knows that the majority of right-wing people in my chat, or like at least, super right-wing people in my chat, they get mad at me because I don't, I don't indulge in any sort of like racist narratives at all. I never do. And I think that's what's really ironic about it. But the problem is that because people like me get labeled as racist and I get maligned and lied about, what happens is it creates people like them where they say, you know what, we don't care if you call us racist. We're going to be racist as a.
Exactly. It's all these people that jump into his stream to talk shiz, and then they start listening and watching, and they realize he's not what they say he is, Asmongold. If you actually just drop into one of his streams and you listen to what he's saying, he's none of these things. And it's just this narrative that these people spin when you talk about these things logically to make you seem like you're the bad guy for calling out what's obviously staring you in the face. It's wrong. Anyone with eyes and a brain can tell that what happened with that family dying because of an illegal immigrant that wasn't supposed to be driving is wrong. But you're going to be called racist because of it. That's the problem. And people don't care anymore. They just don't. Not at all. Oh, let's see. All right. We got this beauty right here. So Tuzi recently dropped into his hearing to see how it was going in court. So let's see what he has to say about this new stuff. I'm hoping it's good.
Respectful IRL streamer walking out of court realizing he's completely destroyed his life.
Yes.
And now he's facing a max sentence of over 40 years in prison once you add up all of his charges together. 6 of which he's already pleaded guilty to. And things just keep getting worse for this guy because he
But Legal Mindset said that the most he could be charged with is 12.
refuses to apologize. He keeps on doubling down on his moronic behavior, and at this point, he's just completely digging his own.
So if you don't know, he went in, he pled guilty to the 3 charges of disrupting business. He pled not guilty to the 2 deep fakes, even though they admitted that he didn't create it, that he only technically showed it on the stream. I don't know how that's going to help them because they're trying to get him for owning the deep fakes, not necessarily anything else, but they kind of admitted to it. I believe there was something else.
To the point where he's honestly really going for that #1 spot of the Influencer Hall of Fame morons. Now, you may be asking, how is this possible? Well, he's built an entire career of harassing people in public.
Yes.
He went to Japan to do exactly this.
His motto, Johnny Somalia's motto is, send me money because I don't care if I get into trouble. He's like, I don't care. I'll do whatever as long as you send me money. Literally.
And quickly found out because people started confronting him all the time. And it's crazy how
people
much
started hitting him in public.
I called what was going to happen over 2 years ago.
You're from America? Yes. So am I. You're from America? Yeah, you're big on auction.
To give you an idea, he's been trapped in Korea for almost a year come October.
You know what we do to you? What do you do? We will do again. Do what?
His career path is now limited, to say the least. He can keep streaming to the morons who are entertained by his behavior, but at some point...
He's banned on almost every platform.
Being disrespectful like this will either get stale, or it's going to catch up to him in the worst way possible.
But back then, he ended up being chased down by alleged Yakuza members. He was forced to apologize multiple times, but because he didn't do it in a sincere way, he ended up fleeing Japan for Thailand.
Jesus.
No way I do it. Do it right. You want? Maybe throw it down. Got get back up.
Nope.
So in September of 2024, he arrives here in Seoul, Korea, and he goes to the Mapo district, and he starts to stream by going straight into this GS25 store here.
Yep, this is the store, isn't it, where he threw the noodles at the door.
Soju, a traditional Korean alcoholic beverage normally made from either rice or sweet potatoes. And with this, he starts harassing the local citizens of Seoul. So after stopping at this GS25, they made their way down here. Obviously, this venue was packed, and he ended up running up on this stage. So not long after he goes live here in Seoul, Korea, he immediately jumps up on this stage and interrupts a televised performance.
Oh my god. There it is!
So it took him about 10 to 20 minutes to start worrying if he was going to get arrested or not. So they made a run for it and ended up running to this bus stop right here, and they got on this bus. And here he only rode the bus for a few stops until the bus driver actually threw him off the bus, which in South Korea can easily be a business disruption charge, which he's currently facing 4 of. And you can really tell how uncomfortable his friend got with Johnny because he immediately left him, because that was the last time he ever saw his friend on his stream.
Bro, stop being a piece of goddamn.
And soon after...
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, sometimes you gotta realize whenever you're gonna face some really deep trouble.
He went to this market and bought a fish, went onto a bus, and started harassing people with
Yeah, this is the one where he walked around with the fish in the bag.
And playing North Korean propaganda.
Yep.
And when people asked him to stop...
That's also illegal. A lot of people in the last video were saying that he's not getting charged with North Korean anything. He can still be charged because of some of the charges that I saw in the Legal Mindset video. He can still get recharged with North Korean propaganda. He can. It's still very much so there. They only have to convict him based on how things are worded in the conviction, and then they can bring that charge back up at a later date.
Multiple times, he did what he always does. He laughed in their face and didn't do so. So he was eventually confronted by the police. Lied.
For example, he got charged with playing North Korean propaganda and disrupting a business in the same charge. He pleaded guilty to it. That can be brought up at a later date, saying, well, you agreed that you pled guilty to this North Korean propaganda, and then they could have other charges that they're adding up to charge him for the North Korean like terrorism thing, or well, they're trying to get him with that. So like, it's not necessarily the one charge. It's whenever you add, oh, well, saying hail, what's his name, Kim Jong-un on the video, that could be a separate charge of propaganda. And if he pleads guilty to it, he gets charged with it. They're stacking a case to charge him at a later date for, North Korean propaganda stuff.
To them, so they let him go, and then he continued what he was doing to begin with, and then he was confronted by the police again, and then he lied to them again, and then he was let go yet again. The cycle just keeps repeating with this guy, but I've never seen a person who clearly knew better act this dumb and completely...
Do you admit the charges? Don't you want to apologize?
I love North. Now, as you can probably see, that was a complete disaster before, during,
It's illegal to do this, by the way, in Korea. It's illegal to spread propaganda like this. Saying, I love North Korea, saying, hail Kim Jong-un, playing music from North Korea and South Korea, it's illegal. You can go to jail for it. You can be charged.
After the trial. So did he take this as a massive wake-up call to maybe sharpen up, start apologizing, and get because he's now racked up 8 charges?
Yep. There we go.
And my first question would be, why did you do it?
So the reason why I did it is because he was assaulting people in my country. Just by his behavior, just made me feel like furious.
Bro's a pure-blooded American, he just doesn't know it.
Made me go like blind rage, just by harassing women and children and elderly people because for its clouds, and also desecrating the statue that memorializes women who were forced into slavery, sorry about that, by Japanese imperials, which, by the way, most of them are underage. So after he did that, I just like, screw it, I'm just gonna risk it.
Because you're in your 20s, right. I'm assuming most people in Korea in their 20s also feel the same way towards him, or?
Yeah, well, everyone's just sick of him. Most people recognize him for wrong reasons.
If I may ask, how were you able to track him down?
So to make it short, I was about to do some of my personal problems dealing with accounting things. So then all of a sudden, around 2 or 3 o'clock, Johnny was live streaming. I decided to call my friends, so we decided to gather in the Discord call and told them, guys, this guy is streaming. We gotta figure where this guy is. I know where his house is, but I'm not sure if you can go to other places that I'm not familiar with. So can you guys track him down while I'm riding a train? And it's like, sure, go ahead. So basically the 4 of us figure out where he's going. Man, it was a really long journey. And it kind of point I was really exhausted by it. I was really close to giving up. And then until one specific spot to help me find this guy.
remember correctly, you ran down here, and then this is essentially where the altercation ended. Because he said something, you ended up running a little bit back up the stairs, and then you went, oh, okay, I gotta disengage.
Yeah, it's like, you know, I'm just so tired. I just want to go back home. That's it. If you want to go around and harass people just for clout, or just do something really stupid in public, get a life, or do something.
Thanks so much for your time.
Amen.
It's like a
W.
7-Eleven, which is extremely
What a
common
great
here. We're gonna do
guy.
it a little bit differently because today's video.
Oh, we got an ad.
So going into the trial year, no. Especially when you consider that one of the dudes there is not making any money. He's actually just a drain on this dude's life, and he's causing a massive rift between him and his family. And this guy's family is paying for the other dude's trial.
He's talking about, I can't even think of his
Trial
name.
day because you actually have a witness, which is Bong Bong. And also be really
And Bong Bong didn't have to testify because he pleaded guilty
see
to
if
the
Bong Bong
charges.
actually shows up. Report him. Don't want her to show up.
I
and testify.
guarantee you the only reason why Bon Bon showed up was because the officials that were trying to charge Johnny made her show up. Otherwise, she was probably going to have to face her own problems.
But again, she's not the only one who has the deepfake charges against him.
Well, there's a chance that this is also the day.
Happening today is we'll find out what the 4th obstruction of business is. Also today, the trial is actually at 4 p.m., not 9 in the morning, so the odds of him not oversleeping and showing up drunk are a lot higher.
And he still showed up late.
Happen today in court.
Confirm his address.
Yeah.
Confirm his occupation.
That was another charge they were trying to put on him because apparently the guy that he was staying with said that he wasn't there during an interview. And a lot of people were saying that it could just be to throw off the scent of Johnny. But the thing is that if he actually wasn't staying with that guy, that could be another charge. Contempt,
And then,
if I'm not mistaken.
What do we got?
We'll check back in when we
Did a little drawing again. So here you see the judge in the middle there. And then on one side, you have the prosecution. And on the other side, you have the defense. And in the middle, and then you have the prosecution and the defense on opposite sides. And obviously the judge in the middle behind what says court in Korean there.
Hey, bro. Here's the boys. How we feeling?
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Did you see that strut? What were the big updates that happened? Seen someone try to keep that straight.
We had not a surprise witness, because the definition of that actually turned out to be the Lotte World employee.
Okay.
Yes, so that was for the obstruction of business at Lotte World, and then but Johnny changed his plea to guilty. So those are both for the deepfakes.
They did not originally want witnesses.
Not guilty plea. They have to call the witnesses.
But since now witnesses are involved, that means the next trial is going to be 2 to 3 months out from now. I'm assuming.
October.
So another trial.
Referencing, so the judge said that prosecution said they only needed like 10-15 minutes. He wanted like 20. I would stop the witnesses, but since the court insists on the witnesses.
And that's if this idiot doesn't go back out onto the street and cause more problems. Let's be honest. Do you really think he's going to be able to do that? I don't think so.
Then they out.
This trial went. Okay.
Lawyer.
Yeah, and how do you do?
His argument was that Johnny did not produce the deepfakes. He only distributed them.
Right.
To which the prosecution says, well, that's what you're accused of. You're accused of distributing them.
Yes. So he technically pleaded not guilty, even though he came forward and pretty much said that he was guilty.
Regardless of whether you made them.
Which is going to get held against him in court.
Yeah.
So why are you saying...
you made them, you're guilty.
Yes.
Oh, if you said you distributed them, you're guilty.
Like way back.
Fuck a defense.
Johnny.
What an idiot.
What's interesting also is the North Korea charges that were hovering over his head, because he was actually brought in for questioning there. And he essentially got out of that by saying, hey, I didn't know what I was saying or doing. Please don't charge me.
When I go to the judge tomorrow and say, I plead mentally insane, and they say,
What an absolute
okay,
idiot.
go home with a fine of $500.
Well, the only problem with that is his own streams, just like everything else he does. But here,
he can't keep his foot out of his mouth.
He proves that he is very aware of how serious this behavior is here.
What's the law on that? You said you read up on the law. What's the definition of propaganda?
Papers, like, you know, papers promoting Kim Jong-un, like T-shirts promoting Kim Jong-un, none of that, bro.
I ain't got no T-shirt.
No, I know, but don't be talking about him and saying he's
Exactly.
a real god and whatnot.
That's exactly what I was saying.
Ironic of all this is clearly, as we saw in the start of this video, Johnny wanted so badly to be liked and kind of be like Ice Poseidon. But unfortunately for him, his own behavior led to him being hated even by his idol.
This is the reality of the situation, okay? I'm telling you the reality. I'm listening. I went to Japan before, no problems. After you did your I went to Japan, a bunch of problems. Why is that? Because of you. Made my life harder, so I do not like you.
So clearly,
like when you go to these different countries and you cause all these problems, you don't just fuck it up for you, man. You fuck it up for everybody else. People that actually just want to stream and have a good time there and show the sites to allow other people to understand how good the sites are. You mess it up for everybody. And it's disgusting.
He is slowly kicking him with John this more seriously now. He still showed up late, but at least he had a foul. He looks incredible. Doesn't get him more lean. he was hit with 8 charges, 6 of which he's already pleaded guilty to. That was the 4 obstruction of business charges and the 2 misdemeanors. But the last 2 charges, which are the more serious charges, he pleaded not guilty to. And he did it in a little bit of guilty, but also said, well, under his circumstances, that does not make sense whatsoever, because he's ran out of money. He's using Hank's money to keep paying for his own attorney. And this is only going to prolong the entire trial process and make his sentencing even harsher, because he's not pleading guilty. And as we've already established, he's already distributed them. So from the people I've talked to here, that'll extend both his trial process, but
What's
also...
What's crazy is now that he pleaded not guilty to the distribution charges of the deepfakes, because he pleaded not guilty, and if he gets convicted, it's going to jump from being like a normal misdemeanor to like, you know, a missive one to being aggravated. It's going to go automatically to the harshest sentence if he gets convicted.
Make his sentence way harsher. And realistically, he's looking at a prison sentence from anywhere from 3 to 8 years here. And that's if the charges stay as is, because before every single trial date, they add more charges. And that's because, again, he live streamed himself committing felonies, because the dude can't stop incriminating himself. You can go to GamerSubs, new releases around Matt.city, including...
But yeah, I think Somalia...
the full collection. And
Somalia better hunker down where he's at and get used to being where he's at, because he's going to be there a while. Okay. So we're going to add this, because we're running out of time already. Let me see. This one's 14 minutes. Here we go. We'll watch this one. So this is more about the Kick streamer that died on stream. Supposedly he was part of like a group of people. He was older, and they ended up bullying him. They put him in the back of vehicle trunks, and they were driving, and he had a known like heart problem. And let's just say that it just didn't go well for him, unfortunately, and he passed. And now I guess the Kick streamers aren't really facing any actual backlash from this other than like the community. I hope these people go to jail where they belong.
Just downright evil. A French streamer named Jean Parmenov, real name Raphael Gravin, has passed away in his sleep on stream after this marathon stream that he was a part of, where his friends, and I wouldn't call them friends, they are like actual demons.
That's the thing, is like, there were messages of this guy talking to his mom and saying that they won't let him go, even though he wants to go home. So there's a good chance there might be charges placed on these guys. I'm hoping, but as of right now, nobody really knows.
Basically just abused him, beat him, fundamentally tortured him, made him consume dangerous things, and then he went to sleep and died in his sleep. He was 46 years old, and the exact...
Look at how skinny he is. Like...
is currently being investigated. Jean Parmenov was mainly a gamer, and then over time grew a big following and started doing like more IRL streams, and from what I can gather, more like extreme challenges.
That's the goal for us, boys. I don't want to do extreme challenges, but I'd like to do some IRL stuff, but I'd like to do more branching out and doing other things as opposed to just the reaction. And opposed to just gaming, I want to get out there and enjoy the world. You know what I'm saying?
What happened during this marathon stream where he ultimately passed away was something that he was not a full willing participant of, as evidenced by what
a marathon stream typically consists of multiple days of streaming, even while sleeping. Sometimes they have noisemakers that go off that whenever someone donates, you can wake them out of bed and stuff like that.
During streams, as well as a text message he sent to his mother just days before his death. He allegedly sent this to his mom shortly before he passed. Hey mom, how are you? I'm sick of this game.
I got it. Hey, according to Dextro, just days before his death, John Parmenov reportedly sent a troubling message to his mother. Hey mom, how are you? I'm sick of this game. It's gone way too far. I feel like I'm being held hostage by their awful concept. I'm exhausted. I want to leave, but the other guy won't let me. He's holding me hostage.
Had nothing to do with it, and then even posted some very heartfelt messages about can't show you here because it is actually torturing this guy.
Yes.
And then he eventually dies.
So, to give you an idea, whenever they found him in the other room still live, he was still live streaming. They hit him on the head and stuff, and he was already dead. He was dead.
If you just watch that, it's very clear this isn't a man they respected. This is someone they treated like a human punching bag.
They put him into the backs of... They put him in the car trunks and would drive on bumpy roads. They did a lot to him. Well, there you go, like that. This is like a blanket party.
Allez, ça va mourir. Arrête, ça fait... Arrête. Oui, oui. Ah, il me prend, putain. Arrête, il va mourir. Arrête, il va mourir.
I've seen a few news sources showing these clips, so I'm assuming that these are okay to show. Not that any of it is okay, it only gets worse from here.
Yeah,
but as
I'd
far
imagine.
as what they did to this man and the abuse that he endured, this is like the lowest level of it. Not that there's a such thing as diet torture, there's no such thing as like a tasteful
What
amount
he's trying to say is that it gets way worse, and I believe it.
They really treat him like their prisoner, like a claim. Expect to get all of the evidence that they themselves filmed on stream and be able to say with high level of confidence that they definitely had a hand in his untimely death.
Oh,
Two of the
yeah.
streamers directly involved in this have made statements where they're trying to put on this facade of grief, but I don't buy it at all.
Not the way, if you looked at their faces whenever they were manhandling him, there was like almost a bully has a type of look to them. It usually looks like anger in their face, not a bunch of friends goofing around and smiling. You can always tell the difference between when someone's bullying and roughhousing and when someone's actually like roughhousing as friends, because they'll be smiling, right? Bullies have this look of anger in their face when they roughhouse with somebody.
First comes from Naruto, which is a wild name for a piece of shit like this to have. It's been a while since I've seen the show, but I don't...
And Safine released statements after Promov's passing in a Instagram story. Naruto wrote, translated from French, "I've always dedicated writing these words. Sadly, last night, JP Raphael Gravin left us, my brother, my sidekick, my partner, 6 years side by side, never letting go. I love you, my brother. We will miss you terribly. Please respect his memory and don't share the video of his final moments for his family and for us, his second family, Lokalo. Rest in peace."
I don't recall Naruto ever having family, well, which of course is physical too, but like there was significantly more than just the physical stuff they were doing to him to mistreat him and
Yes.
abuse him and dehumanize him. It was terrible. It was truly terrible. Like, obviously I'm not going to show any more from the stream, but do you want to know how they went to check if he was still alive? Well, when they thought something might be a bit awry, they threw a bottle at him. They just threw a bottle at his body, and then they went over and started slapping him to try and see if he'd wake
Jesus
up, but
Christ.
he was still unresponsive. So that's when it dawned on them that he had died in his sleep, on stream, right next to all of them. There is nothing that I have seen here that leads me to believe they genuinely cared about this guy. I think it's very clear Raphael Gravin very much cared about them and wanted to be their friend, and to me it seems like they exploited that. They manipulated
Yeah, of
him into
course.
being the butt of the
He was the lolcow. He was the person that they bullied for likes and views.
Joke.
You see this a lot with parents using their kids. Kind of like what happened to that one lady. What was the name of the lady that got locked up for abusing her kids because she was a TikTok person? Ruby Frank. She had a bunch of kids, and then whenever her accounts got banned because of what she was doing, she ended up abusing her kids to the point where she ended up getting locked up.
these humiliation streams. That's what these were. They were humiliation streams that they roped Raphael Gravin into agreeing to, and it seems like they were just dangling this carrot of friendship in front of him. And like all of the attention that it was gathering, it seems like they were holding over his head like, oh man, we need you here, JP. We need to, you know, mistreat you on stream.
So I guess what happened was he was the first person that got the clout, I guess, and they ended up using that to their advantage and probably making a bully circle or a... It just really sad.
Just know
to
we
see.
love you. This is all part of, you know, the joke here for the audience. You know, we're all in on it. We're not laughing at you. We're laughing with you. That's what it seems like to me from everything I have seen
Yeah.
here. And this has gone on for a really long time. It really seems like at no point did they actually respect JP or treat him like a
No,
friend.
they wouldn't either. If you're doing stuff like that on stream in front of a bunch of people for clout, you don't care about the person you're doing it to. You just don't.
He was simply the catalyst for their
Like
humiliation.
when you see Kai and Speed going at it on stream, that's a little different. But because like they're both equally as aggressive towards each other. But whenever this guy literally is just screaming for it to stop, that's a problem.
Streams. Because of him, they were able to get a lot more eyeballs and make a lot more money off humiliating and abusing this guy that they never actually really viewed as a friend.
No.
That's what it looks like to me.
It was always
all of
about
this was
the money.
broadcast on Kick, and it went on for a long time. Not only this 10-day marathon, but a lot of the other abuse that happened prior also broadcast on Kick, and at no point were they ever like reprimanded or shut down, according to sources. So a lot of attention is now turning towards Kick about like how they handle illegal shit like this. So our priority is to protect creators and ensure a safer environment on...
The unfortunate thing is like, I don't know if they can get charged with anything, and this might sound a little heartless, but he should have left. Now, that doesn't make any of this right, because he was totally being mentally manipulated. He should have left, though. Or he should have called the police
Kick,
or something.
all co-streamers who participated in this live broadcast have been banned pending the ongoing investigation.
Good.
So they didn't ban until after JP's death. Now, this kind of thing has
just
happened
like Twitch.
on Twitch before. This isn't exclusive to just Kick, friend on stream. For a company to proactively get involved and stop something from happening in the future or some shit. Like, source of their content was a while even before, like, all of this blew up and he passed away. Like, I feel like at some point Kick could have unpunished for a while. There is a streamer that I have talked about numerous times who has literally fucked a prostitute on stream on Kick in front of a child.
I remember that.
But that was the first time he did that while a child has been very a lot recently, and I think if it wants to continue to grow...
We're gonna end this one. Yeah, I can't be talking about no kitty stuff, dude. I want to get monetized on this video. I think that it's really sad that this guy lost his life to this nonsense. It's really sad. And I hope that if the malicious intent is there enough for these people to get arrested, I look forward to seeing them go to jail and their accounts being permanently banned, because they don't deserve where they're at. Because it is like they were definitely bullying that poor man.
Record on the internet has
So everybody hates Mr. Beast. This is going to be the last video, and then we're going to call it today. So let's get to it.
Overhated individuals, but there's a certain creator by the name of Mr. Beast where I would...
Mr. Beast currently has the biggest following on YouTube, I believe, at 300 million subs. Like a massive amount. How many subs does Mr. Beast have? 476 million subs. That is an absolute outrageous amount.
Like to
He just did a charity stream with XQC and another person where they raised $12 million for Team Water, and somehow they're still trying to find reasons to be mean to
a little bit of
Beast.
devil's advocate for his behavior as of late. He obviously they just raised $12 million for charity. But I think Mr. Beast is kind of misplaying a little bit here, and I want to talk about that.
So
Okay,
Mr.
I'm listening.
Beast raised over $12 million towards providing clean drinking water for communities in need. Wow. That's actually really cool. It's nice to see a rich person, for once, opening up the gospel of wealth and give back to the communities that made him rich in the first place. And of course, the less fortunate.
I will say that a lot of content creators that he called during a stream to try and pressure them into donating money was kind of uncalled for. And I think he's facing some backlash from that as well.
Thinks 12 million is a lot. LMFAO, send it to Gaza. Like,
It'll never be enough for these people. You're never going to make everybody happy.
Agree until he sees it. Mr. Beast is genuinely one of the most evil people alive today. I mean that. Okay, look, I agree that Mr. Beast isn't a complete saint. He has been involved in some scummy shit. I mean, just this year, Jimmy had a Las Vegas...
I will give a hot take that everybody's thinking, but no one will say. Mr. Beast, why don't we, like, take care of America first? Just my opinion. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion.
Asmongold said the same thing about the water thing. It was a little... He brought it more racially, but I kind of get where they're coming from. Remember, Mr. Beast, you started your career for giving a homeless person, like, I think it was like $12,000. That's what started you, man. Why not go back to those roots and help out Americans? Like, you could raise $12 million to give to people in a different country, but in order to get a car in America, they have to hold their hands on the vehicle for like 24 hours straight. I feel like that's a little rigged, ain't it, Jimmy?
Why don't we focus on helping America first before we go to other countries, right?
But that's not a reason to hate on him. If he wants to help other countries, that's his decision. It's his project. That honestly, if that's what he wants to do, that's his decision. I'm not going to hate on a content creator for wanting to do that. I respect it.
Because, like, I'll be real, and I'm just going to be honest. We have already sent 1 point. Maybe there's something wrong. And, yeah, I just don't think that it's going to get fixed.
There is also that aspect of it. They do keep sending this country millions and millions of dollars. And for some odd reason, they still need more and more money. At what point do you look at it and be like, maybe there's something bigger going on here?
Be completely honest.
Be happy it wasn't a Chris Tyson. What the hell is this? Is that CP? My box has a bunch of Shadman art. Why is mine sticky? This is for committing a selfless act. It's fucking stupid, especially from people who just complain.
I know where you live, and I will hunt down every single one of you. I am Mr. Beast. I am God.
He really say that? He totally did. What a freaking legend, man.
Oh, man. I'm out of breath. That was a lot of slopping. I think you guys deserve something a little bit more worth your while. I think it's time for another Diesel Patches life lesson video. We've learned how to get a job. I've taught you how to properly build your finances by developing.
Let me really that. And I'm just going to raise $12 million to get hundreds of thousands. You have to understand, you were a cat is we. You did not when informing them that they're in front of 250,000 people, and if they don't donate money, they're going to get a hate thread. Now I'm going to be real. I think charity should be given because people want to, not because
I love how, like, that's the thing, the backlash that I was talking about.
Being said, well, if you don't do this, you're going to receive a shit ton of hate on the internet, just like what happened with Kai Cenat, because Kai Cenat didn't donate, and he got about 350 hate threads. So you just need to stop pressuring people to donate. Let people come on their own terms, as well as stop saying that you did this.
Well, like, it's crazy because they were trying to siphon $1 million out of Asmongold, and he's like, I'm not going to give you $1 million. I'll give you like it was 500,000, and he was like, no, I'll give you 100,000. Like, just because you have the money, like, that's a lot of money, doesn't necessarily mean you just want to spend 100,000 on something like that.
When you were a catalyst to raise 12 million, and all of that, and people are still upset at you, well, then you know they're just doing it for clicks. However,
exactly,
I can see a lot of people feeling some type of way when, let's just be real, Trainwreck himself gave $2.8 million. Another streamer, he never made a post about it. He never talked about it. And then you say, I raised 12 million myself, right?
Yeah.
Trainwreck alone fueled nearly 1/5 to almost 1/4 of the entire fundraiser.
That's the problem, is like, he did call all these people up, these content creators live to try and, I guess, pressure them into donating money. But at the end of it, you didn't really say we, it was I. I could see why that's a problem.
I did this, not I did this.
And now that you're actually making money, we must now review how to do your taxes. All right, guys. So
that's why sometimes I'll catch myself saying something and I'm like, no, there's no I, it's we, or it's together, you know?
We're going to learn how to analyze and utilize a W-2. The form does look a bit scary for newcomers. Go ahead and show you that. But it's got a bunch of boxes and numbers, but really it's simple, especially if you file your taxes through a third party and this is your only source of income. I recommend doing that, especially if this is one of the first times, if not thing. So given on every tax, your taxes,
have fun.
Your tax. Now you're probably expecting some sort of hack, or as the kids say these days, don't.
Let me $15 million from other B-list celebrities. He filed all of that himself, so now he himself got $15 million of a write-off of the credit for doing so. I hope, just acknowledge it was a group effort. Don't say it was just you.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I think that's the only thing Mr. Beast did wrong. But at the end of the day, I don't think that... Look, Mr. Beast is probably one of the most successful YouTubers ever on YouTube. He is, okay? He has blown up so much that he is making TV shows for Netflix. There are people that are so envious and they hate him because they're so envious of him and his success in the content creator space. You're never going to make them happy. You can die on a cross and these people will never be happy. You could donate $100 million to charity. It could even be US. they will never be happy. It's never going to happen. I think that what he should do is what he's been doing, which is just ignore it or make fun of it. And he'll be fine. Jimmy's always got a way to be and make himself for himself. So as long as he keeps up what he's doing, he's going to be just fine. And with that, what did we miss? Okay, we'll have to save the French streaming turns lethal for tomorrow. Oh, it's already in there. Cool. Even better. And I got to roll up out of here because I got to start editing out these videos and these shorts and get these big bad boys uploaded. Oh, what a great day. Unfortunately, it was sucked up mostly by more gaming trailers. Hopefully, there's no more today. We'll be back on tomorrow, Friday, bright and early. Same time, same place. And, yeah. Keep throwing stuff into the Discord. I'll get around to it. I'll probably send out emails this weekend to all the videos that I got. And hopefully I'll get responses from some of them. But if not, then we might end up having to, like, just kind of test the water a little bit. Kind of tiptoe up in there. But we will be back on tomorrow, bright and early. I'm rolling up out of here. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay friendly, and I will see y'all tomorrow. I've only said that like 7 times. This time it's peace. Thanks for watching, Nigel.